Good morning. Lovely to have you here with us at Sewing Quarter this morning. I'm Amy Burrows and we've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. We're joined by Jayne Brogan. We've managed to get her back in the studio from Elna, and we've got an absolutely incredible embroidery machine that we're going to be showing you in this hour, it's just like magic. You can leave it by itself and it does the most intricate, incredible designs. I can't wait to show you. So I'll just talk you through what's coming up on the show today. So at 8 o'clock, as I just said, I'm joined by Jayne and we're doing some machine embroidery. Then at 9 o'clock is Editor's Bookshelf. That's part one of that with Jenny Fox Proverbs and myself. And then at 10 o'clock, we're looking at sewing machine basics. We've got another Elna sewing machine. And at 11 o'clock is Editor's Bookshelf Part 2, again with Jenny, and Natasha as well is back for those last 2 hours. So as you can see, we've got a great morning lined up. I don't want to waste any time over here. I want to get straight over to Jayne to show you the magic. We're creating things like this on the embroidery machine. This incredible, intricate design there. You can see that bee embroidered onto a cushion. Absolutely amazing. Not time consuming at all because the machine does all the work for you. You haven't got to sit and painstakingly do it. So let's get straight over and get started. Let's go and meet Jayne. So you can see on your screens there, that's the sewing machine, and it's bundled with some thread today. So, Jayne, hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Lovely to have you here with us this morning.
Yes, thank you.
You're back. We haven't had Jayne in. Yes.
Valentine's Day, if I recall, was the last time I came here with this machine.
So nearly 3 months
yes,
we've managed to get you back in. And we're working today with the Elna embroidery machine.
We are, yes. It's an embroidery only machine. It's a standalone machine. So if you've got a nice sewing machine you're quite happy with, but you're thinking, oh, I'd quite like to have a little go at machine embroidery, it's a perfect way to start doing that.
To get going.
And again, you can be sewing while you're embroidering as well with the 2 separate machines, which is always a plus.
From the machine.
I usually do the ironing, or you can go make the tea or whatever, and it will just quite happily sew away for you.
Just do it for you?
Yeah, just do it for you.
So you could just pretend that you've painstakingly...
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Take the credit.
Why not?
So we've got, as you can see on the show today, we've got a really exclusive price. So we've got the machine it retails for $9.99, and we've got it on the show for today for $7.99.95. So a massive saving, an exclusive price here at Sewing Quarter today. And also, not only that, we've got this brilliant Metler thread pack, which is usually just under £50. We're giving this to you as well as part of this bundle. So loads of those great polysheen threads there from Metler. And actually, this morning, Jayne, you got your box of threads out.
I've had to get a new box from work because I've actually used my old box up. And it was looking very tatty, so I went and treated myself to a new box.
Do another one.
Yeah,
Is
they're
this
fabulous.
Exact one?
It's exactly the same one. I've got the outer carton underneath. Yep, those are all the colours that you get in there, apart from the one that's on the machine, which is dark pink. And it's a really good range to start you off.
Absolutely. Rather than just starting with a couple of basic colours, you can jump straight in.
You can go straight in with these because you've got such a nice range to get you going, which is brilliant. I think when I first started, I had red, blue and yellow, and that was it. It's a lovely pack. Just to get you going with it.
So we're giving this to you this morning as part of that bundle. As I said, it's usually $47.95. Why do we need to use this particular sort of thread with a sheen?
The polysheen, if you look, you can possibly see it better on that one. It's got a lovely shine on it, the threads, and it just looks absolutely beautiful when you're embroidered with it. You use your polyester or rayon. You also need to use a specific bobbin fill, which is quite fine, which is readily available anywhere for your embroidery machine. I tend to use white most of the time. Sometimes I might use the colour underneath. It depends what I'm doing. I think it might show through from the back.
So the bobbin thread, you're just using something light.
It's very fine.
To stop you having a bulk on the back of
It's because that's quite a fine thread. If I put one out, it is quite a fine thread. So I'm trying to think. Have you stolen my little bobbin holder? You ran off with it earlier.
We had the donut this morning, didn't we?
Let me find it. It's here somewhere. But it's quite a fine thread, so it will be hiding somewhere in here, I hope. No, I think you've run away with it. I'll look for it in a minute anyway.
We'll find it.
But I can pull the bobbin fill out and show you. It's just a finer thread. So you do get a lot on your bobbin as well, so you're not constantly having to stop the machine and change the bobbins.
Let's just see so you can see that.
It is quite a fine.
Just so you can see.
So it's quite a fine. It's got that beautiful sheen on it.
Absolutely. Just so when you've got that, on a towel or on bedding or anything like that, you get that really nice sheen to it. So what things do you tend to embroider? If you've never done this before, you could, as a beginner, could you just start
You can just
away?
go, I would say to people, just go and buy yourself some tea towels or something like that and have a little practice and just get used to how everything works before you sort of embark on anything major. I do quilts, I'm a quilter, so I've got embroidered quilts, I've done cushions for birthday presents because you can personalise them with font.
That's what I love.
Everything.
You can put names on things. You know,
everything.
obviously, I always think back to school when you have your, your PE, your netball skirt with a.
And I used to do that frequently when my daughter was small. Yeah,
the whole football team.
Everything. I mean, you can do monograms as well. So if you've got a wedding in the family coming up, you can personalise wedding, the table linen, napkins, even tablecloths, chair backs, anything like that. So it's your imagination really that limits to what you can do.
And you did these cushions as well.
I did those very quickly for you.
I love that you said you just did these very quickly.
Very
Look
quickly.
At that. So how long did that take?
That particular design takes about 10 minutes to sew out.
10 minutes?
It's a design, I didn't actually have this machine at home, so it's a design off the machine that I do have at home, but they're readily available, that type of things. You can buy them on the internet quite cheaply as well.
Okay, so let's get started. I want to see the machine in action. This is the star of the show today. I'm
going to pop the lid down, I always get told off for doing that. So we'll just start it. I've already started it on a design. And it will just quite happily now sew away, finish that for me. It's telling me it's got 6 minutes left to do that. So it will quite happily stitch away.
How did we get to the point where that machine's just doing that there for us?
We'll select a design. As soon as this is finished, I'll take the hoop out and we'll select another design and pop it in and get it going again for you so you can start. We do have a little reference here for what some of the designs that are actually on the machine because you come with 100 inbuilt designs. Yeah. You've also got 3 different fonts, which come in a small, medium and large.
Oh, you can see these here.
So that's the one.
So these are some examples of things that Jayne's made on the machine. So you've got there, you can see those different fonts there, that beautiful butterfly.
That's the one.
There are so many. Oh, so you've got there are three different styles of text there. So as we were saying, perfect for if you want to personalise anything for a newborn baby or anything like that.
Yeah, that's great. And that one is the small, medium and large, so that's the size of the letters as they come standard on the machine. So it just gives you an idea of what you can actually do with even just the font side of it.
Just, if you've got something really small or even like a handkerchief or something like that,
pop it in.
You could obviously go for a smaller font, but if you're going for a towel or anything, you can go for a slightly larger one. And then you've got more, I love these, monograms.
I have your towel ready, so we can monogram your towel.
That makes me so excited. But these, for newlyweds or something like that.
Well, say even for your dressing gowns, you can have really posh dressing gowns.
You feel like you're in a posh hotel.
Guest towels, anything like that. If it's just brilliant. Christmas presents, fantastic. Birthday presents.
And as you say, you don't necessarily have to have made something. You could buy a shop bought towel.
You can purchase things. I mean, machine embroidery is very, very big at the moment on your denims.
Yes.
So, get yourself a nice jacket, embroider on it.
Denim jackets with big florals and things are really on trend at the moment.
And they're also very expensive. But if you've already got a jacket that you love, you can embellish it yourself,
And there's what other designs have we got in here? So there's
a little one that's probably a little bit quite light to pick up.
Quite light, but you can see that it's really an intricate floral design. Oh, I like that one. It's a lovely one. So all of these designs, the machine is doing for you. So you've got 100 different
built-in designs. It's also got a USB port on the side. And there must be millions of designs available to buy on the internet.
If you want to
if you want to get your own as well. You can do lace on it, you can do cross-stitch on them. It's just a whole new world.
Absolutely,
it really
opening
is.
The door to all of those.
I know, there is some cross-stitch in there.
Yes,
and you would actually swear that you had sat there and cross-stitched it.
Do you want to take the credit for this?
Yes, of course. I spent hours and hours and hours
doing that.
So it's beautiful cross-stitch.
You really would not know that had not been cross-stitched. I think just how they've created that texture, the technology is just...
It is, yeah.
Amazing.
It's just the colours, the way they shade them, the way they blend them. It just looks so realistic,
And we've also got... Oh, where's the other one?
That's my little.
That's your instructions.
My little.
There was a butterfly there too.
That one again.
It's just so detailed. It's all those different colours and we can see it here on a towel.
If you've got a little girl, that's a beautiful little present for them. Yeah.
So you can work with different fabrics. Obviously,
you can all kinds of different fabrics. I've embroidered on everything from organza to pleather to very thin leather, denim, and it's very fine, very thin leather. And again, you need to obviously stabilise it, which we'll talk about in a little while. I've bought a towel to embroider for you this morning because when I've been before, I've talked about using water soluble and things.
Yes.
So I thought I would like to show everybody how we actually do it. Yes. So
let's see what the machine's actually doing now. So that's progressed so quickly.
It's got 2 minutes left.
2 minutes,
and it will finish the design for us.
So if we wanted to, obviously some of those designs are multiple colours. Yeah. How does that work?
The machine will do one colour, stop, change the thread like you would on a normal sewing machine, and off it goes again and does the next
So
colour for you.
does it give you a little beep when you need to?
It will give you a little beep, yes. It cuts the thread at the end for you as well.
Oh, it cuts those?
At the end, yes. When you're actually embroidering, you just trim the little jump stitches off afterwards, but it cuts at the end for you, so you haven't got to worry about pulling it out and having a huge, great big trail of bobbin thread.
Because you've forgotten to trip it.
Yeah.
But also, with the machine, you get all these little sort of tools to make your life a bit easier. So you've got your little scissors in there, which we can see just here. So you've got a little pair of scissors. You've got, we were talking earlier, weren't we, about this little screwdriver that you can use, which is perfect for getting underneath, that fiddly, parts on the machine.
The needle with. You've also got a proper one, like a larger one as well to use if you want to.
And then we've got an extra spool holder if we wanted to put a vertical one in the top of the machine.
You can pop that in as well. It just sits in there.
What's this for?
That's a little felt that goes on the bottom when you pop it in there.
Okay. And bobbin holders, and then you've also got a little brush
for cleaning.
As well.
Yeah. You've got 5 bobbins with it. So there's one in the machine, there'll be 4 in the packet. These little caps are thread caps, so it helps to hold the spool of thread on. When we come round to have a look at threading and everything, I'll show you how they go on, so it stops the thread shooting off the end while you're sewing.
I can't take my eyes off the machine. I'm so intrigued, but it's just jumping around there now, sort of finishing off that design. But it's just, we're not touching anything.
No,
We've not got our feet,
there's not anything.
Pedals,
there's nothing. Just wander around.
It's just it's just doing it all
would just quite
itself.
happily do it. So, which is fabulous. If you've already got a sewing machine, and you think I really do want to have a go at this, it's a brilliant way to get into it, and you can still be sewing.
You're not. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to compromise. You can have this machine going, doing your embroidery, and still be working on a sewing project. You can do both at the same time because it's not.
And if you're not particularly a massive say sewer, if you're buying bought things, so bed linen, towels, things like that, it's a nice way into it as well to get doing that.
To just add your own personal touch.
It's a lovely way to personalise everything.
Just to customise it.
You won't find it. If you sort of try to buy something like this that's been personalised online or in the shops, it costs an absolute fortune.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. And also people do it, like we were saying, for sports teams, but for workwear, whether that's polo shirts or anything like that. Having your name or your brand logo on there. So it's done.
It's done. I'm just gonna...
You literally just unclipped that on the back.
Yeah, I'll show you in a minute when we pop some more in. I'm going to trim these threads for us. And they're all out of the way.
So last time Jayne was on was the first time that we'd ever shown an embroidery machine on the show. That was way back in February. We've only just managed to get you back in, haven't we? And to get the machine back on the show. Good. It is just amazing.
Pop that out. Absolutely amazing. So there we go. So that's just a little design done for you.
It's just, let me just show you that. And the thread as well really does pop where you've got that.
And it washes beautifully as well.
If I just tip that slightly in the light, you can see. With this sort of embroidery as well, it stands the test of time, doesn't it?
It does. I've got things I've had for years, which are now like towels and things which are in the rag bag, but the embroidery is still perfect.
Really?
And it's been washed and washed and washed.
But that thread
the thread is still fabulous.
Strong.
The colour's still perfect on it. It's still got that lovely sheen on it. So, yeah.
Amazing. Brilliant. So, what I want to do, I'm interested to know how we got to that. Obviously, we had this one started.
Yes.
How do we, if we were using this for the first time, how do we do that?
When you get your machine, you obviously take it out of the box.
Yep. Out of this cover, actually, you get a nice cover.
Yes, you get the lovely cover with it as well, which is nice sturdy. It's nice sturdy cover.
That
you could always embroider yourself one as well.
Yes, you could.
It'd be fabulous. Literally, you can switch the machine on. I'm going to unthread now. Okay. So we can take this one off.
Just inside the lid here as well, we were saying the machine's got 100 designs built into it, and within the lid itself, you can see all of those pictures of the design. So if you don't want to use the reference guide, you can just go from there and choose which number it is.
You can just choose. But equally, you get that really nice reference guide.
So you've got these here. Let's have a look at all these designs we've got here. So many options. You've got lots of little. You've got a lovely pumpkin there, mushrooms, flowers. Lovely little fish and dolphins and butterflies. Then you've got that lovely rose there as well. Then you've got some lovely things for sort of working, on the edge of maybe the corner of a table runner or anything like that. Yep. And these, in terms of scale, you can scale them.
You can go 20% either way on the machine. It will let you edit to that degree. It won't do any more because it doesn't physically add stitches in for you or remove them.
Okay.
So it will only go to the degree that the design is still looking perfect.
So it wants to keep it looking nice. And so as well as that, you also have got this book here, which is, I've never seen these. These are sort of templates.
They're templates, and they're actual size templates of the designs. So if you want to get it positioned perfectly on something,
like this,
then you can just, there we go, you've got two there.
you can see. Here it is. See, these are to scale.
They're to scale, they're perfect. So if you want to, you can cut them out. So if you want to build a design up on something, you can actually do it with those. So you've got a reference as to where you want to place everything. So if you need to move them in the hoop, you can do that as well.
And obviously you can see your positioning
see
wise,
underneath,
you can
yes.
see through exactly where you're putting that on your fabric.
Can.
And also with that sort of cross giving you the centre point.
Yeah.
So I'll show you some of these ones as well. Really.
So they are a really good size, some of these designs. They're not tiny, tiny ones. I mean, that cross-stitch rose is beautiful when it's done.
Be cool on a dressing gown or something like that, wouldn't it?
It'd just be fabulous on anything.
I'll show you a couple of these others so you can see. But you've got that variation in, you know, you've got some big, some small. This is a lovely one, actually. You could frame something there. I don't know if
you could
can
put a little verse inside it if you wanted to.
Yeah,
Just a little personal verse or for somebody's birthday. And as for Christmas, it's just endless the things you can do for Christmas on these machines. It's great.
There's 100
100
designs, so I could be showing
there,
you these for the whole hour.
Yeah.
But Jayne was going to talk us through how we start
How
with
we
the
thread
machine.
the machine.
So you took the thread out.
So you take
and
it
I
out.
distracted you.
That's okay. So we take the bobbin out, and there again, you can probably see, I don't know if you can get a shot of that, how fine the bobbin fill is. So it's a really fine thread.
Yeah.
So it is a really fine thread.
So that's just stopping you having anything too thick on the back of the design. So you've not got that bulk.
Well, it works with the embroidery threads. It's designed to work with your specific embroidery threads, so you're not going to get any tangling or lumpy bumpy bits. It just drops in the bobbin exactly the same way as you would on a sewing machine. It's underneath, written as a P, underneath the little loop there, and that's it.
Great, and it's got that transparent cover so you can see.
It has, and if you do forget, it has got a little picture on there reminding you.
This is what goes in here.
Which is always quite handy. Now, what colour do you want to choose for your towel? Because we'll do that next.
Option. There's too much choice. Maybe, well, we just did a pink, didn't we? So maybe we should do something. What would you recommend?
It's entirely up to you. It's your towel.
Oh, maybe go for this. I like this one, turquoise one.
Okay, so just pop those on. So you thread it exactly the same as you would your sewing machine. There's nothing different on here at all. It goes in. Take a little bit, because these are all new. I've still got all the little tags on the end. Pull it off. I've actually just caught that. I need a stool to stand on.
This table is quite high. You're not the first person to say it. So.
The little spool caps there.
That was about.
You've got the larger one and the smaller one. That just pops on the end like that, and it just secures the reel so it runs quite smoothly, so it's not going to jiggle around. Just put the right size one on. So if you're using a larger spool, pop the larger spool cap on.
Just to keep that tight and in place.
Just keeps it secure. Yeah. And then you're threading exactly the same. Oh, I've got a little sticker on me there, as usual. We're going. I don't know if we can get in to see this or not. It's underneath.
That's it.
It's numbered as well, so it's literally going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just checking you off. So
and it's a solid line, which you'll probably find on your sewing machine as well. Solid line is for threading the machine. It's round. Make sure it goes through. You know, if you can get the shot, you can see where it says 3 and it's 4 at the top, 5 down here.
Just talking you all the way
it talks you all the way through it.
And then
press the foot down. Yeah, needle threader, which is fabulous.
You know, if your eyesight's
like mine,
just making things tricky. That's great.
And
that was straight through.
And it's very straightforward. And then I just wind it towards me, pop the bottom thread up. My little scissors to just pop it to one side. And that's it, we're done.
So for those of you that don't know, we actually use, Elna is our home brand, so all the machines that we have here on the show are from Elna. You know, so we can show you the breadth and width of the machines that they offer. But in terms of, how long have you worked for Elna?
This is my 4th year full-time. I used to freelance for them before, but I've been sewing for a very long time.
And you like working with the machines?
I love working with the machines. They're fabulous machines. They're a nice, good quality build machine, very robust, very easy to use, very user-friendly, which then produces a really good quality end product for you.
So the process is enjoyable. It doesn't have to be something that's like...
It's not one of those thinking, oh no, I've got to get the machine out.
No,
not at all. You're thinking, great, I've got a couple of hours, I can go and do some sewing. Because they're so straightforward. Just thread it up and you're good to go.
So we're carrying on. We've just threaded that through there.
We've threaded that through there, so that's fine for you. I'm going to put the hoops. You get 2 hoops with it as well. That's the larger one. Okay. The 2 hoop sizes. That's the B hoop, and the embroidery size on there is 5.5 by 7.9, which is a good size and will get you through most things.
For something, you know, those sizable designs, those ones we were looking at, say like the
The rose.
Like that rose there. That's
so
all
that
going
is a good
to fit.
size. It'll fit in there.
Yeah.
The other hoop I've already got hooped up for you, the towel, is 5 by 4.3.
Okay.
It's a smaller hoop, which is brilliant. I mean, I know memory quilts and things for children and babies are very popular at the moment, and that's a perfect size for hooping up, do little patches on it.
And can you get any, I was sort of saying to you earlier, do you always embroider straight onto whatever it is that you're,
Yes.
you know, the finished
Yes,
product, you can
you
get
will do.
everything under there?
Yes, you can. You might have to jiggle it around a little bit sometimes and roll things up, but you will get most things under there.
So even a towel, well, we're going to do a towel, which is obviously quite a thick.
You can, if you want, take the accessory box off as well.
Okay.
So you've got that free arm as well. So if you were doing a trouser leg, you'd have to be a little bit careful, make sure that you were watching the machine, but you can slide something over there so that it's got that movement as well.
To fit all the way around. So then we click this into place. Did you want to pop that one?
Slides back on again. There we go.
I'm looking forward to my towel. This is really exciting.
And there you go. In there, you've also got a little storage. We'll take it off later so you can see in there. Your towel, I popped it in earlier, and I've hooped it with some stabiliser. We have got a pack of stabiliser there, haven't we? It's very important when you're doing machine embroidery that you hoop and stabilise your fabrics correctly.
Why is that?
If you don't, you won't get a really good professional finish.
Okay.
There are many different stabilisers. I think we're allowed to open that one later and have a look.
You're quite excited because like, we always have this one in our
We always have this one. When I'm doing embroidery classes, that's the one they always recommend that they bring along because it's a really good selection of different types. They're a usable size as well, and there's a lovely little instruction.
Should we open it?
Should we go
wild?
wild?
This is a premiere.
We'll go wild. We'll probably get told off.
This is a premiere. We haven't had this on the show before. But like Jayne was saying, you've got a whole selection of stabilisers in a really usable size.
And if you're just starting out, it's a brilliant way to get to know which ones you prefer and what you like working with and what works best for different fabrics.
Almost like a taster of those different...
Because they are, if you can see, they are a good size, so you'd get 2 out of that one realistically.
So always for something with a ply, like a towel,
towels, anything like that, you pop something on top. There are different ones. The one I've brought with me is that one, which is really quite fine.
Oh yeah, really, that is
really is quite fine. It's just a tear away, and the first time you wash a garment or item, it's gone. So there's nothing there. But there should be in here somewhere a little book.
Oh, here it is.
A little front sheet for it.
There it is. You can see on your screen there. So that's brand new on today's show. If you're, perhaps you've already got an embroidery machine or you're looking at this one, this is perfect. You know, we've got all those different. You've got 3 different stabilisers in there.
Different types, and it does tell you. It takes you through what each one does. So you have got a really comprehensive guide to how to use the stabiliser in the pack, and it.
So it's as well. You've got 3 options. You've got a cutaway, a wash away, and a tear away.
Yeah.
So just depending on what you're
doing and what weight fabric you're working with and various things like that, you'll select the stabiliser that's appropriate, which is brilliant.
So what one are we going to use for this particular one?
I have just got a tear away on here, and I've just got a lot of, this is my own stabiliser, which is sort of equivalent to that one. Because we're doing a towel, I'm going to pop this on the top so the stitches don't disappear, because quite often, if you don't do that on fleece, anything like that.
With a thickness
to it, you'll find half the stitches will disappear into the pile of the fabric and you won't get a really good result.
Okay, so we want to just make sure that you can see that really clearly once it's done.
So, are we going to do a monogram for you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh!
So
you can see here there's an, we haven't spoken about that actually, there's an LCD screen
on here.
Which is, it's a touch screen.
It's a touch screen. It allows you to do quite a bit of editing. So I'm going to use the end of a little brush to poke it with at the moment, otherwise you won't be able to see. It allows you to do quite a lot of editing. So that's a design I chose. If I want to go back to the main design screen, I literally just press. Come on, go back. There we go. There we go. And it's taking me through all the designs. And you just touch and it will scroll through. I'm at the top here now. So it's going to take me right to the back, and then it's go back to number 1. So you just go through, you select your design. If you say,
so you choose your number off the list.
You can choose your number off the list or off the other sheet. And you can think, right, I want number... We'll go for number 1 because it's a pretty basket. Okay. And you touch the screen. It's telling me what hoop size I need to use for it.
So you know which one.
You can use the hoop, and that's fine.
It's almost like having a teacher there with you.
It is. It just takes you everything. It's telling me it's going to take me 32 minutes to embroider. It's got 13 colours. That's the finished size of the embroidery, which is 3 by 2.4. You can change the screen to millimetres.
Oh, okay.
But I tend to set them to inches.
So you can just choose if you want to work in
millimetre or inch, whichever you're working on.
Yeah.
You've got the option there as well. Again, you can pop this one, and it will walk you through all the thread colours. Some people like to get the threads out.
Oh, wow.
And arrange them first. So if you can look and think, well, I want that one, that one, that one. And then you
don't
just
have to
take
do,
them.
obviously, the colours that are on.
No, you can do whatever colours you like. And then it will take you through both of those. Think, right, that's fine. I'm going to go back to the screen. You can actually as well move it within the hoop as well. I will show you that when we do another bigger embroidery. So if you haven't got, or you can't always hoop something exactly where you'd want it to, and you might want the centre further down. Yeah. You can move it within the hoop to set it there. And it will only go...
so the needle will start in a different place.
And it will only go as far as the hoop will allow it to. You're not going to suddenly think, good grief, it's going to hit the side of the hoop and break, because it won't let you do that as long as you've selected the right hoop.
It's going to do it in the right place. And also, could you, on there, you were saying about editing, could you combine designs if you want?
You can put the different designs in, yeah. So you can put a little bit of font and put a little design in. So
we've had a couple of messages in. Also, if you've got any questions for Jayne, remember you can get in touch with us here at the studio, so we can sort of go through any parts of the machine you're not sure on. So, Maureen, thanks for your message. Lovely to hear from you. What a great show, she's saying.
Thank you, Maureen.
Oh, love Elna machines.
Yes.
There's a however. Oh, the question's been cut off. There was a question at the end. If you message in on the website, there's a message box, and sometimes the bottom of the message gets cut off. It's just for a short message. So email us, studio@sewingquilter.com, Maureen, and we'll get your question here for Jayne. Yep. And Hillary's asked, what's the maximum size you could embroider a monogram?
Well, I'm going to put the monogram in for you now. Say we've got the standard size, which we've got in the book.
Yes.
But you can go plus or minus 20% on there.
There
it is, it's there. We've got so many things. It's always very messy wherever I am.
Let's have a look.
So you've got your little monogram. So that's the standard size.
So you could go up 20%.
You can go up 20% or down 20%. There is software available for these machines as well, which gives you the scope to go degrees either way, because that will take stitches out and put stitches in for you. So maybe we'll have to ask for that next time as well.
So we're just choosing on the screen.
Right, so what I want to do, I'm going to do your towel for you now. So I want the fonts, so I'm going to press on the A to Z here. And that's your alphabet there. I'm on font now. And so you can choose which little... Is that one okay for you? Yeah?
Yes.
3 letters?
Let's do 2.
Okay, so I need to go back into fonts, and I'm going to go into 2 letters.
This is genuinely making me really happy.
Don't you want to reveal your middle name?
No, I can't reveal my middle name. It's nothing.
So it's A
and a B.
And a B. And that's automatically done it. So if I just press OK now, and I'm ready to sew.
Great. So we've chosen one colour for that. We've already popped in.
What we do need to remember now is, because I've hooped the towel that way so I can work with it.
Yep.
If I put that on there, it's going to be A and B. So I need to flip it round the other way.
Okay.
So it's looking... So when you've got your towel hanging up, it says A and B. It's not upside down. Just sort of...
You've done that before.
I have. I've also embroidered them the wrong way before now. So to do that, we can go into our editing screen. It's on the little bottom here. And it brings up a little screen here. So you can rotate it.
Oh, so you could do it on an angle if you wanted to.
Yeah. And that now will embroider out for you.
Lovely.
Okay.
So this just clips straight on?
It just clips straight on. It's like a little butterfly screw on the back. And I've just realised I'm looking at I've got a different machine at home, so I will take it back again. Let's pop it back again for you.
It literally takes 2 seconds just to click through that. And it comes with a really comprehensive guide here. You can see this whole instruction book sort of filled with everything you'd need to know about working the machine if you've not used one before. But it's very user-friendly. It's very intuitive, actually.
It is.
It's just following, it's a very logical process that I've just watched you do there on the screen, just tapping through.
And as I say to people when they're going, I don't know what if I make a mistake, nothing is set in stone until you press that start button to sew. You can always think, go back and check the spelling, which is very wise. I have done that before now as well. Got halfway through and think,
that's a funny letter in there.
What's going on there? So now I've set that where I want it, I'm just going to go OK. And it's telling me what hoop size I need. That's fine. And now I've got one colour. It's going to take me 9 minutes to do that.
9 minutes? If you would, I can't even imagine how long that would take if you weren't doing this own machine.
I mean, if you want to do gifts and things like that, how quick is that to do?
Well, you could do a whole set, you could do a bath towel and a hand towel and
And we just clips into there. And then we twist it. and it's clicked
Just
in.
clicks into place, really
And
easy.
again, when you've got a larger item, you know, just be a little bit mindful of where the rest of it is while you're working.
So kind of better to work away, I'd imagine.
Yes, it is easier, yeah. Have you stolen my piece of water-soluble stabiliser? Yes,
Here it is, I have.
Yeah. So I'm just going to pop that on the top. I tend not to hoop this. I will keep an eye on it because it's quite an expensive item to buy. So I will cut a smaller piece. I mean, this is a bit larger than I normally do. Just a little bit larger than the design's going to be. And then just keep an eye on it while it's sewing. It puts the outline. So off we go. It's going to start quite slowly. And then I'm going to stop it now and just trim this thread off. Make sure that when you're doing this, that you've moved away from the start of the embroidery.
Okay.
Or the chances are you will cut the wrong thread.
So you want that one that you just
so you want the one, you want the tail
from.
of it. So make sure you're a few stitches away.
And then you can just see how that's going to go from a couple of stitches to just build.
And off it goes, yeah.
Does it say how many stitches are in this?
It's got a stitch count on the bottom here.
So it's counting how many it's doing.
Them. If it snaps or anything untoward happens, it will stop pretty instantly. And you can go back a few stitches then.
So there's a thread sensor, isn't there, built into this machine? So like you said, if it does snap, it will give you a bit of a beep,
or the bobbin runs out, or the cotton runs out, or anything like that, then it will stop for you.
So it wouldn't just carry on, it would warn you. Let's see that stitch count on there. You can just see. Look how quick.
It will go up to 750 stitches a minute if you want, and down
as
low as 750.
750 a minute.
Stitches a minute, or down as low as 400, and you can, on the setting screen, alter that. Sometimes some finer fabrics, I might slow it right down a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing to play with and just get to know it when you first get it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You just get to know, you almost can't know the capacity.
Some basic towels, tea towels, things like that. Just have a little play with it. You know, a few cushions, bits and pieces like that. I may have over-cushioned at the moment and I've had to remove some. But you can see now where, because I've got this stabiliser on top, it's just sitting on top of the pile.
Yeah, so it's making...
If I didn't have that, it would be disappearing into it, or you may get little loops catching on the needle, so you won't get as good a quality finish. And again, just keep an eye on it while it's doing it. You can, of course, hoop that if you like.
Yeah.
But you're using a much larger piece.
Okay. Yep. So we've had another message in. Who was that from? Oh... What was that? Sorry? Oh, Anne was asking if it could be used as an ordinary machine as well.
No, it's just purely embroidery.
It's purely embroidery. Specialised for
special embroidery only machine.
Which makes it great at this. You know, it's
brilliant, yeah. And say it's a nice add-on. If you've got a machine and you're thinking, I just want to have a little go and see what I can do with it, then it's a brilliant machine for that.
So we've actually, remember, we've got this in a bundle today. This is usually $9.99. It's $7.99 we've got here today on Sewing Quarter. And we've also got, we're giving you a $47.95 thread pack there from Metla, which is the one that Jayne actually brought in with her today. It's the one she uses. It's a gorgeous set with 28 spools in there with that lovely sheen to it, which works perfectly for this embroidery and with the machine. So... Well, here it is working away. We're not doing anything.
No,
we're not touching it.
Quite happy.
We can go and have a cup of tea.
It's very good. I used to put the iron on or do something else while it's embroidering, or maybe cutting out, or maybe sewing.
And the other thing we've not touched on is that, so it comes with 100 different designs built into the machine. We've got those all pictured in the lid, and also a book with all of those listed in it. But there's also, the door is wide open for all those possibilities, because the internet, there are millions millions of design options.
And because you've got a USB port on the side, it's a standard USB stick, a low gig one, preferably less than 4.
Yeah.
You'd need to format it. I'll run through that in a little while, which is very easy to do. It's just like formatting a memory stick on the computer. And
just
the machine,
you
put it in, we go into the screen, it says format USB. It tells you first, if you've got anything else on it, it will wipe it.
Okay. So you just have a specific...
I've just got a specific one for embroidery. And then it'll put an embroidery folder on there for you. So when you're downloading designs onto your computer, you can store them. And then you can just transfer them into the embroidery folder when you want to sew, into the machine, and off you go.
So there must be so many options in terms of design. How many designs are on your USB?
I actually keep mine on the computer.
Okay, because they don't fit on the USB.
I may have rather a lot, yes. I may have rather a lot. I've been doing it for a long time. But it's just so lovely to have that choice now. And it's just so easy to do.
You're not limited by what the machine has got built into it, are you?
No, good grief, no. There's so much more. But you need to remember, each particular machine has got a format. This is a .jef format. Okay. So you can download your designs in lots of different formats. So the one for this machine is a .jef.
Okay.
So you take those
onto that USB, and then we pop it in.
You can keep it on the computer if you want. I'm just going to stop this now before it does your name, and just take out that little extra thread there, so it's not stitching over the top. And I'm going to pop that one out as well, and then I'll trim it.
That was so quick.
Yep.
So we've just had a question about the screen. The screen is backlit as well, so it's really easy to read, easy to see.
And you can also alter the brightness of it if you want to in the settings.
You can alter the brightness?
Yes, make it slightly brighter.
And Janet's also asked, what clearance does the machine need at the back? So obviously if you're using the bigger hoop, I imagine that's...
Yeah. So you've got the little arm there. So it's not going to come back any further than that. We can get a tape measure and measure it later if you like.
Well, how big was this hoop?
Hoop, the actual embroidery size is different to the hoop size, because it will only embroider what will fit in the hoop, and that's another point to remember when you're buying designs. Make sure you're buying a design that will fit in your hoop.
Yeah, so it needs to be.
It needs to be within that size.
That clearance at the back, I'm just thinking it's never going to be bigger than the back of the hoop itself, is it? No. So probably, well, let's measure.
We'll have to get a tape measure.
Something from here. So.
You're in centimetres. I am totally lost now. That is
about, I would say, 13 centimetres.
13,
14 centimetres, the back of the hoop. But it could move all the way across.
It can move further across.
It's never going to be more than that depth of the hoop there on the clearance for the back of the machine.
And I mean, with mine, if I've got when I used to have it on a narrow table, with the same machine, it tends to be a little bit further back. I will pull this to the front of the table, obviously so it's still supported on the table.
Yeah.
But then you've got that extra space at the back because you're not physically having to sew on it as such, so you can just put it on there, pull it forward, pop that on, and off you go and leave it.
So other than, I mean, obviously we spoke about you could put names and things on there. Will the letters all be, can you do separate letters? They just have little jump threads that you cut?
Yes, just trim them off, yes. Just trim your little jump threads off.
So you could do a whole team name?
You can do a whole team name. I quilt, so I do quilt labels on the embroidery machine.
Oh, do you?
Yep, you can do little poems. I've done birthday cushions for special birthdays for people with little verses on there that you can put on. So it is very, very versatile.
All different options. And as we were saying as well, all different fabrics. So we're doing a towel at the moment, but you could do a denim. You could do, something thicker or... Just so many... My eyes
You're
mesmerised by the fact that this machine's doing all the work for us.
And if your bed linen, there's nothing to stop you buying a plain duvet or pillowcase set. Unpick the side seam, stitch your embroidery on it and just sew it back up again. You've got personal bed linen that nobody else is going to have.
Or if you're going on holiday, and you want to take your own, if you're taking, or on a school trip, perfect for a child if they're going on a first school trip, rather than, doing all those labels and everything. Imagine having that on there.
I know when I go on holiday, I used to embroider my name on my towel.
Do you?
I know it's mine, yes.
This is my one.
But it's just fabulous. There's just so many things that you can do with them. I mean, Christmas, can you imagine Christmas stockings?
Yeah.
And things like that, Christmas
or an advent calendar, or just general gifts,
You can do things like that. You can also do your Christmas table linen, so everybody at my house has got their own Christmas napkin with their name on.
Really?
Yeah. And they've been
about for a wedding as well. You could do you said about ring pillows.
You could do ring pillows, you could embroider the napkins for the reception, you could do little gift bags for the favours. There's just so many
for people to even take away with them.
I know a long time ago, Lady Annie, it was the mum's 80th, and she embroidered napkins for everybody who came to her mum's lunch party so they could take them away with them. And that's such a lovely, unique idea.
And you've got that to keep, haven't you? And for a lot of people, you probably don't have anything that's embroidered with your own initials on it.
No, but that would look fabulous on your dressing gown, wouldn't it? And a gift for somebody.
I wish I'd bought a dressing gown in this morning. That's what I should have done.
Next time.
So we also have this stabiliser pack. You can see that we're using a stabiliser on this just because of the thickness of the towel. So I'll just show you here. This is brand new today. We haven't had this on the show before. No. It's got a really comprehensive set of instructions inside, so a whole booklet talking you through what the different stabilisers are for. And there are 3 different options inside, so I'll just show you those. You've got your... Here we go. So you've got a tear away, a wash away, and a cut away stabiliser. And there's all different ones inside, so it's a whole selection. And as Jayne was saying, this is perfect because it's a really usable size, isn't it?
And if you see, each one's got a little sticker on the bottom that tells you exactly which one it is, so you're not going to get muddled up and think, no, which
because that one feels totally different.
It is.
But they're very different things.
They are very different things indeed. And they say they've all got a different use, which the book will tell you. But it's just an ideal way to start. When I first started embroidering, you had one stabiliser and that was it.
But now,
when I first discovered some different ones, it was just like heaven. Because you can struggle sometimes with just the one to try and do different things.
We're finished.
We're done.
I just heard a beep.
You heard a click and a beep. Take that off.
Wow.
So I've got one little thread to cut for you now.
Oh, I love it.
There we go. I'm going to
So how quick was 5 and 6 minutes?
It's just so quick. So if you're doing your gifts...
If you've just tuned in, this is an embroidery machine that we've got on today's show. We've literally programmed in, popped the thread in, picked the design we want on the machine, and it's done this for... We stepped away and it did this for us in 6 minutes. That monogram there of my name, my initials. So how do we get this stabiliser off?
So with this one, it's very complicated.
Oh, really tricky that.
It's very hard. There's a little tiny bits left there. The first time you just give it a quick wash, they're gone. These pieces I save because I'm terrible. Yeah.
Just why not?
But you can, if you're doing a tiny design, you can just pop a little piece on top because us crafters, we don't sewers, we don't like to throw anything away,
put it in your stash.
do we? And again, we've got a tear away on the back, so it's exactly the same. Just tear it off.
That is so
easy. It's just so easy. Again, quick whiz through the washing machine. You can spend a little more time on the back if you want, taking some more off. But if you look at a lot of T-shirts and garments you buy with embroidery, that's still on the back and it's quite soft, so it's not going to be rough on the skin.
As you said, this just has that durability, like it stands the test of time. That's really durable, that thread. That's not going anywhere.
No, and it's got
the sheen.
The sheen. Yeah. And by using the water soluble, it means the stitches are sitting on top of the fabric. So you've got a really good quality finish. It's a professional finish.
Really professional. And also you had a notebook. Where did we put that you'd embroidered that?
Oh, this was
here it is.
Last time I came. And this is the design, one of the designs on the machine. And I've just enlarged it as far as it would go, which is 20% bigger. And it's just a beautiful little tape measure.
Tape measure and that lovely font there that you can see.
And that probably takes about 20-25 minutes to sew out. It's not a massive amount of time. Again, perfect presents for friends, diary covers. They can slip them off and use them again. I may have quite a few different books at home, and they've all got little covers on them.
So you could have, you know, if it was your diary or something like that, and then just slip it onto the next one.
Slip it onto the next one, or make yourself a new one.
Yeah, change the colours up.
Or gifts, and you can really personalise it. If you've got a friend, say, who doesn't do quilting, she might do cross-stitch. You can put Amy's cross-stitch journal,
then you can
things
just
like that.
And
a little cross-stitch picture on it.
There's cross-stitch pictures in the book as well.
So you can do things like that. So it's really, really... It's that
imagination.
Whatever you want to think of. Oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. Try it.
Well, also, if you haven't had one before, the great thing about this, because it's coming with this metal thread kit, so this is worth just under £50, which we're giving you with the machine today. You can get started straight away. You haven't got, you've not got one or two colours. You can get going with those really intricate designs and the whole spectrum and rainbow of colours there, creating that professional finish that you can see on the towel that we've just done. We just took that thread out of this collection, and it's created that. I don't know if you can see, there's a real sort of glimmer to it. We've also got these metallic threads, actually, haven't we? So there are 8 different metallic threads in there. These scream Christmas to me. I mean, they've got
definitely, yeah.
They've got a.
What you do need to be aware of metallics is you need to use a metallic needle
on
the machine. It's a specific needle, and they are quite easily and readily available. But they do give that extra little pop of sparkle to everything.
Yeah, absolutely. They actually contain pure silver, these threads. They've got, so they're going to catch the light, they're going to really sparkle and add.
And you don't need a massive amount of metallic on an embroidery to just catch that little glimpse of it every now and then when the light hits.
So you can just pop it in for a small
just
detail part.
Yes, yeah.
Should we try and do one more?
We can indeed.
We've got time.
Turn that up again. What would we like to do? Shall we go back onto the screen?
We've got 13 minutes. Let's have a look.
Oh gosh, yes. What have we got? Something that's not...
Should we do... Oh, there was that one before we looked at, wasn't there?
Did you like that nice corner?
Yes,
the rather bold corner. So
that's really nice. It's a...
So we'll go back into mode.
Lovely little flower. So all of these templates come with the machine as well. And these are to full scale. So you can just lay this over your fabric, figure out where that's going. It's got the centre cross on it.
There we go. I'm just going to scroll through. We haven't looked, while I'm on this screen actually, I will pop into a couple of the other bits and pieces you can do. So you've got mode, so that's the set, and that's where it allows you can alter your screen contrast, so you can make it a bit lighter, a bit darker.
Oh, great.
You've got eco mode, so you can alter that. If you haven't been using the machine for 10 minutes, it just goes to sleep on a power saving, which is very nice. Inches or millimetres, and you can go through again. Your maximum speed setting, so it's very easy to alter, 750.
And
down
editing
to
as
full.
well, particularly with the fonts and things, we were saying you can mirror them,
Yes,
you can turn them
rotate
around.
them. You can mirror image. You've got the 4-way flip on it. You can rotate them by 45 degrees. You can move them around within the editing screen. It's just a touch screen, so you can just drag it down.
Brilliant.
And you can pop a design in as well. Automatic thread cutting's on. If you've got a whole range of particular threads, so if you've got Metler, it will come in with the thread colours.
It's got the thread, really?
It has a basic range there. I personally have got loads of different threads, so I just leave it on whatever it comes set at and just choose my colours. If it's something I want to replicate, I will make a note of what I've used.
So you know that
So I know that I can go exactly back to that colour again. USB memory stick we touched on briefly.
So where would that go? Where does the USB
There's a
stick
little
go?
door on the bottom here. I can catch that on camera.
Just on the side?
It's right down on the side here. I don't know if they can sort of see it.
But we would just say, you just literally
It's
open
a little
that,
door that
pop
opens. There it is. I've got it there. And you just pop the memory stick in there.
Great. So
And it's got a little lid that hides it so it doesn't get dusty.
So it's nice and neat
Very
and
easy
tidy.
to use. When you're going to format your memory stick, just go yes. And it gives you a little message there telling you that it will erase any data that's already on there.
Oh, so it's basically, as we said before, it's best to have an embroidery USB, something specifically for that.
I tend to keep most of my designs on the computer because I just want to put it on an embroider. If it's something I'm using a lot, you can actually store them on the machine as well.
Oh, so it has the capacity to
It has
have
a
that. It's
capacity.
got the memory
if
on
it's
there
something
too.
you're going to use all the time, just store it away on the machine so you can just go into the file and bring it back in.
If it's, a child's name where you're going to go crazy and embroider
little
everything.
labels or something like that, just pop it in the memory on it, and then you can just pull it straight back without having to put a USB in at all.
Fantastic.
So it will do that. So we're just going to go back now. And it pops a little folder on for you. Whatever changes you make, when you come to finish, if you just pop register on the bottom, and the machine will register the changes so it knows what you want it to do.
So now we just literally have got to pop on, you just choose that number of the design.
Choose that design, wherever we are on there. Next page. 69, that one. Tell me what hoop size I need. It's in the small hoop. And it's telling me it's 4 minutes and 4 colours. So colours we want, they're blues, but we can put different colours on if we like. It doesn't matter.
So you could just change those in between.
Pop that on. Smaller design. Again, pop that.
So you've got some extra lift with that presser foot as well, haven't you?
You have. So if you want to, you can go a little bit high.
You can go right up to create that space there.
So you can actually get something much heavier underneath it. But say with everything, just play with it when you get a machine like this. We'll leave this blue on for now. It's telling me to lower the presser foot. It's very clever. It won't let you do anything.
It's really impressive. It's just telling you.
I always forget to lower the presser foot.
It feels like it's holding your hand. Everyone in the building is so excited by this machine this morning.
I've been probably machine embroidering for, over 20 years now, and I still have to watch it embroidering. I do a lot of exhibitions, and the biggest crowd is around the embroidery machines.
Really? Just because it's
people are just
like
fascinated,
a robot, isn't it? It's just
and then they'll come back later and see if it's finished, just to see what's going on with it.
And that needle is obviously going at slightly different speeds, so it knows.
It knows itself. It's all built into it, so it knows when to slow down. When it's doing jump stitch or if it's doing something quite dense, it'll slow down automatically for you. So you don't have to worry about anything with it.
Brilliant. I'll just show you some of the other things that Jayne's done in the book as well that she's brought in with us today. We've got so you can see there are so many options. You can see that different text there. All different, 3 different fonts, which you can also then vary in size, which you can see on that page there. That lovely first swirly font's really lovely. It feels luxurious, doesn't it?
It is.
To have your initials or a monogram on something.
Oh, you can see that better now. That's quite a delicate one, that. It's very pretty. That would be fabulous on bed linen.
So great for bed linen, great for cushions, for pillows, for sheets, anything like that.
Yeah. Garments. If you're a dressmaker, you can embroider your fabric if you want it before you cut the pattern out. Or if you've got something like a child's little summer dress, put some embroidery around the hem or put a little patch pocket on with some embroidery on.
Just to add some detail. Or denim jackets we spoke about before, or a shirt, or,
anything.
Or polo shirts for a football team. We always had our netball skirts with our names just on the bottom.
Big initials on the bottom. Yep, so that's telling me that's finished the first colour.
So the deal that you're getting today is $7.99 for the machine, and that's bundled there. You're saving $47.95 on that Metler thread pack, which is a polysheen thread pack. You've got a really lovely rainbow of colours there, all your pinks, greens, blues, oranges, reds, a great selection. You can see here we're actually about to work with 4 different blues, that are all from this particular pack. So your item number, IPGC02, you can either head to the website or give us a call, 0800 112 4433. Lots of people asking questions about the machine. Jayne's here for, keep sending your questions in. Remember, you can go to the website, go to the watch page and just scroll down. There's a message to the studio box, or email us, studio@sewingquilter.com. And Jayne's like the dictionary of of Elna. She's got all that
knowledge stored away somewhere. But it is just so easy to do. And off we go again.
So we've changed the colour now.
I've changed the colour, and it is literally like threading a normal sewing machine. You've got your tension on the top. Again, I very seldom have to touch that. Maybe if you're doing, you know, a different fabric or quite a heavy fabric or quite a fine fabric, you might need to look at it. But as a rule, it's perfectly fine. It's good to go. Just start sewing and off you go.
So we've not actually seen this machine since February. We've not had it here on the show. It's only been on once. So we've managed to get it back today. We're looking at the moment. We're just making this lovely design here. So you can see there that the machine doing all the work for you. And these are the templates that come with the machine. You get 100 in there. This is to full size. You can scale that up or down by 20%. And you've also got that centre cross, which means that you can position it absolutely perfectly, whether that's on bed linen, a table runner, a handkerchief, a towel, clothing, just lots of options. But Christmas, particularly, your machine must be pretty busy.
Yes, it is. Well, in theory, yeah. When I say I'm doing it for Christmas, I never stipulate which Christmas because I'm so busy. You may not get it. You may not get it this year.
For your grandchildren or for children?
I've got a little grandson. He's actually 3 on Sunday. Oh. Bless him. So I think last time.
Has he got anything embroidered for this birthday?
Not this year as yet. I made him. He had a lovely quilt last year and a cushion and bits and pieces. And last time I actually did him a little towel.
Oh, with his name on?
Yeah, with his name and a little train on it. So it's got Jacob on there with a little train on it. So bless him.
And that's something you can keep as well.
It is. Yes.
You know, something, a keepsake too.
But yeah, because it's saying the quality of the thread is such that they just wash and wear constantly. And with children, they do get a lot of use as well.
It needs to be durable. It needs to be long lasting.
But we can just, we're going.
Just watching that machine at work doing everything.
2 minutes left on here.
2 minutes. Yep. You can't even imagine how it's doing it that quickly. And you can see that stitch count here on the machine as well. And it's telling you which specific part it's even doing.
It is. It's looking at that. That's the colour it's doing now. And it's telling on the bottom for the threads that I've got it set for what the colour is. It's called Ice Cap and it's 3650. So if you'd got that set of threads, that would be the one you would look for.
So it's even telling you down to
But because you've got them on the lid, but you've also got them on the sheet, so you can actually have a look at it and think, where are we at? Which one are we doing? We are on the other side. Here. So you could look at that and think, oh, I'd quite like to do those in green.
And then just change it.
So you can just pop the green on there when it starts.
So you can look on this, not only is it in the lid, but it's also in this really sort of comprehensive sheet here. These are, the ones on the front are scaled down by 50% and on the back by 45%, but you can see the colours that it's suggesting. It's got those thread colours programmed into the machine, but you can also customise them and choose them, you know, whether you want to, if you want to frame something in a slightly different colour. So we're just changing another colour now on the machine.
This is the last colour for this particular design. So if we've got time, we could maybe be able to put something underneath it as well, some writing on it.
We've got a couple of minutes, so.
We have. Speed sewing. Pop the needle. The needle threader works exactly the same as the sewing machine if you've got one on there. So
just straight through, nice and
just
simple.
Straight through. And it does make life very easy for you.
How long do we think this one will be? Just literally just got this colour.
It's got 1 minute left to do in it. So how quick was that to do?
So
quick. Pop that on something. It's a couple of minutes and it's done.
I'm just watching that at work. It's really detailed too, isn't it? It's not. Those cross-stitch ones, I'll show you in the book actually. So you can also do this. You can cross-stitch. Where is it? This one here.
You can pop it out if the light's on.
Let's have a look. You can just see that design. You would never know that that's not been done.
No, if you put it on AIDA, nobody would ever know that you hadn't spent hours slaving over it.
It's a little cheat.
Yeah, of course. We do like a little cheat now and then. And it is. So that's finished now.
So we're done. So at that point, we just literally unclip the hoop.
You can unclip the hoop.
We didn't need a stabiliser on the...
I've actually got some stabiliser ironed on the back here already because it's just a felt.
Okay.
You always need to use a stabiliser. It doesn't matter what fabric you're using, you need to stabilise it.
But on the top, we didn't need to put anything
on the top. We didn't
one.
need to put anything because it's just a standard felt, so that was fine. So it's just for your pile fabrics, fleecy fabrics, toweling. And I've done velvet before now.
Oh, really?
Anything like that. Put the water soluble on. You can dab it off with a little cotton bud with some damp water if you want. If it was something you couldn't wash.
Yeah. So you've got that as an option. Let's have a look at this so you can
see.
see.
Little one there.
4 minutes this took. Look at that flower. And also, this great big machine that we're going to pop in the post to you, it's still only $2.95 for postage. So even if you bought 2 machines, it's still only going to be $2.95. You can't even post a large letter, I don't think.
No, you can't now. It costs a fortune. We were going to have a quick look inside. Oh, we didn't even look at the sheets either, have we? You get a little placement sheet with it as well.
Shall we just show how you would use that?
So it pops in, and it's just literally for when you're hooping your fabric. That's the centre point of the needle. So you can
it's like a
see
grid
it's like
there
a grid, so it gives you a good idea. And when you use it in combination with the little, they're almost like vellum, aren't they, parchment. So you can pop those on your item, and then you can, we've got the ability, we need another hour for this, don't we? You've got the ability to move the machine, so that centre mark on the crosshair here,
you can line up,
is always where the needle will be. So if you want to sort of move it up to one side, position the needle over the centre point there, and that will sew it around.
So if you wanted to put it in a corner rather than the central point,
and you've also got a track feature on here, which we haven't had time to look at, so it will track the outline of the area that your embroidery is going to sit in. So if you've already done something, you think, I want to add something else on, you can just jiggle it round a little bit, just so it's perfectly placed for you.
Fantastic. Well, we're actually out of time. So if you're after the bundle, you've got the machine itself, and it's also bundled with that metal thread. You can see that on your screen there. IPGC 02 is your 02 is your item number on that. $7.99, and the $47.95 thread kit is given to you as a gift from us to you as part of that pack. We could talk about this for hours. There are so many possibilities. We do need another hour. We did this towel in this hour. We've also done this beautiful little flower on here, but perfect for. We did 3 things in the hour.
There's another one there. Little tiny one.
Just so many design options built into the machine, but also I love you've got the capacity with your USB stick to add extra
download
designs, which is brilliant.
If anything you want to embroider, you can usually find it somewhere on the internet.
Great. Thank you so much,
You're
Jayne.
welcome.
She's back at 10 o'clock, and we'll see you in 3 minutes.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com.
Join us on Saturday the 6th of May when Mandy Shaw will be back to showcase her wonderful range of kits and projects. Mandy has gone back to her roots with this show, bringing us a fabulous quilt kit, lots of inspirational projects, and look out for Polly the Rag Doll, who's making her debut. Of course, Mandy will be providing her usual hints, tips and guidance, and lots of fun. So, join Mandy Shaw on Saturday the 6th of May at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter. Freeview Channel 78.
There are many different ways you can buy from us here at the Sewing Quarter. You can order from us by calling our free phone number at 0800 112 4433 and talk to the team at our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, there are other ways you can buy from us. You can go online and shop through our website at www.sewingquarter.com. You can even watch the show there and shop as you go. You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day and only pay a small fee of £2.95 postage and packaging for the whole day. We also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all products excluding custom-cut fabric. Our friendly UK-based team will help guide you through every step. There are many different ways you can buy from us here at the Sewing Quarter. You can order from us by calling our free phone number at 0800 112 4433 and talk to the team at our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, there are other ways you can buy from us. You can go online and shop through our website at www.sewingquarter.com. You can even watch the show there and shop as you go. You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day and only pay a small fee of £2.95 postage and packaging for the whole day. We also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all products excluding custom-cut fabric. Our friendly UK-based team will help guide you through every step.
Welcome back to this hour, which is an editor's bookshelf hour. I'm joined by the lovely Jenny Fox Proverbs, and we've got a selection of books that she's chosen for us today. Now, in that last hour with Jane, we were looking at the absolutely mind-blowing Elna embroidery machine, which is just, it was working just away by itself without us having to do anything at all. We did monograms, you can do lettering, you can do all different designs on your towels, on your bed linen, on your handkerchiefs, anything you want at all. So it's $7.99 today here at Sewing Quarter, and you also get included with that a thread pack that's worth $47.95 from Metler. So if you do want to add that to your basket, the item number is IPGC02. And you can either call us, give us a ring, or you can add that to your basket on the website. So in this hour, as I said, it's Editor's Bookshelf. We're looking at a whole selection of books that we've got some quilting books, we've got some looking at fat quarters. Let's go over and meet Jenny and get cracking. Good morning. Hi, Jenny.
Good morning.
This is our first show together, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So if you don't know, Jenny's actually, well, you work for a couple of our sister magazines, don't you?
Yes, so I'm senior editor on Love, Patchwork and Quilting and Today's Quilter magazines. So it's really my job to find all the experts and to bring them all together, and then we make these lovely magazines.
Something to read.
Something to read.
You.
Yes, my first love is publishing and craft and books and magazines. So I'm in my element.
So we've sneaked you in
yes.
to give us a bit of advice on what books you think are great. So obviously we've got 5 different books here in this hour.
Yes.
3 are premieres. We haven't had them on the show before, so they're brand new ones. How do you even go about starting to choose a book that's something? Is there something particular you look for?
I think it's a kind of gut thing. I think if you've got, if you need to know techniques, so you'll buy a book that gives you all the basic techniques and so on. And you'll know if maybe you're working with a particular fabric type like jelly rolls or something, then you'll look for a jelly roll book. But really just get books that inspire you and grab you and fill your bookshelf, and they'll reward you for years to come. Yes.
I tell you what, I'm exactly the same. I love a book. I would always much rather have a book in my hand than I would never read on a tablet or anything like that.
I still find it strange. Yeah,
yeah. It really isn't the same as having a magazine or a book. So which one would you like to start with? Should we look at Kay?
I think we're starting with Kay, aren't we? Yeah.
Okay. So we haven't had this one on the show before. This is a brand new book on the show. So tell us why you chose this one.
Well, this one is because, and actually I've got a copy here, because of me and my slight sort of book obsession, is I go through all my books with sticky notes so that I can tab bits.
Bookmark.
I bookmark bits that I want to go back and look at again, or that I think, I haven't got time to read that at the moment, but I'll pop it in my bag and I'll take it and open it up again later when I'm on the train or something. So for anybody who doesn't know Kaif, he's a bit of a hero on Sewing Quarter already. We've seen lots of his lovely fabrics.
And his quilts
far.
as well, just
And his quilts
incredible.
Yes.
Just his eye for colour. There are certain colour combinations that are put together that you would never think would work, and they just do.
That's it. You've hit the nail on the head. Kaif is all about colour and encouraging you to use it and be confident with it. And he doesn't go by colour charts or colour wheels. He's instinctive, and he encourages you to find that same instinctive vibe. So in this book, he's inspired by places around the world, and his books are shot in different places around the world. And this one's Sweden. And
so we've got that. So it's in Stockholm, isn't it? I think all of these pictures are taken.
Yes.
And so the photography in here, well, we'll see now, but there's some gorgeous pictures. So they're not actually Swedish quilts. It's photographed in Sweden. That's
photographed in Sweden. And Kaif, for his fabric and his quilt designs, is very inspired by what he's seen in Sweden as well. So the first half of this book is very much all about inspiration and kind of feeding your creative soul, really, and taking you through the journey that Kaif went through when he's designing. So we've got these amazing, amazing images taken in Stockholm while
it's like
we were
an
there.
Insight into his head, isn't it, of how his
yes.
journey. How did we become Kaif Fassett? You know, how did he end up knowing what to do and how to intuitively put those colours together?
And it's so rare that we actually get this in a quilting book where you can actually follow that creative journey and find out exactly how they got to get those quilts on the pages.
So we get some story. I think that's what's nice here. It's not just a technique
real
book.
Story, background. There's lots to learn. And the photography is just stunning, and that's one thing about all of these books. I love books that have beautiful photography. It's so important because we're creative people and we love to look at it. So these amazing, amazing pages full of this, and obviously as well, it's talking about captioning them, talking all about why this has been inspiring, what it was about this particular door, this particular piece of painted wood that was so evocative.
That just caught his attention.
Exactly. So then later we go through all these glorious fabrics as well.
All of those patterns and colours.
But what I found particularly amazing about this book is, as you say, getting into the mind of Kaif and actually going through something that's very rarely seen, which is the design process as well. So Kaif's talking about, with one of his collaborators, Pauline Smith, his design process. So how does he choose those fabrics? How does he choose?
So rather than you just sort of getting an instruction guide of how you do this, it's how did he sit down and say, well, I've got these fabrics and I don't know where I'm going to put them and what I'm going to do with them.
Yeah, exactly, and how he comes to that. And you see these kind of work in progress quilts going on here on the design wall. Different ways are being put together. So I think from that point of view alone, you're starting to think, actually, maybe, I could do that. I could have a crack at that, definitely. So the first half of that book is all the inspiration and then all this absolutely beautiful photography.
This is in the Skansen Museum, actually, an open-air museum, which is the oldest open-air museum in the world. And they're, as you said, the pictures here, the quilts just look so... I think because it is outdoors, the quilts, just your eyes totally drawn to them.
It's beautiful. It's all very organic, the way that, because of the way, the way it's all been designed. So really, the first half of this book are these images, and I think it's so important to get this inspiration. And this is all from Kaif himself as well. So this isn't just, any old pictures from somebody's sort of holiday photo album. Yeah,
this is well put together.
These have been really well put together. Everything's there for a reason. Everything's been chosen for a reason. And then, of course, you're going to be absolutely itching to get on with the projects in here. And that doesn't let us down either.
So that delivers too.
So every quilt that you see in the first half of the book, you will find out how to make it later on. And it's... So
you can see, if one caught your eye, just a photograph of one, then you can flick through the book and go, actually, I can now make this.
Yes.
So you've got both things there.
Yes, you can make it. And because what I love is... Kaif's fabrics are listed here, so you can make them exactly as Kaif has, or you can choose other fabrics, things that you've added to your stash from Sewing Quarter over the month. When you're thinking,
I need a project.
I need a perfect quilt for this. you can do that because in the first half of the book, he's been talking about how to put these colours together, how to mix these patterns together, so you have the confidence to do that for yourself as well. So just being a bit geeky for me as well, lovely flat shot of the quilt, so you can see exactly what it is that you're aiming for. So in this case, this amazing, almost like a stained glass kind of illuminated.
Yeah, that just looks like it's all sort of peeping through. You can imagine that in a church, couldn't you? Like you say, as a stained glass window.
Absolutely, it's just glowing. And then these amazing steps that show you exactly bit by bit how to make it. So it breaks down the quilts for you and then is alongside you as you build them back up again as well. And I think any quilter, even there's some instructions at the back of this book as well. There's kind of a refresher, some basics as well.
So if you need some sort of a refresh of any techniques or any, you know, just something, an extra skill that you've not used before.
It's all there here for you. But the main thing with these books is, particularly with Kate, is just enjoy the colour, be brave, use it as a kind of gateway to exploring fabric
just going
yourself.
For it, you know, giving yourself the freedom to just do it.
Yeah, that's what Kate wants you to do. So do it.
So do it.
Yes, just do it.
Really lovely. We've actually got some K-facet fabrics as well. I can show you a couple of those. The examples of things that you could use with the K-facet book. Let's see here. So many books for like a little library.
I know.
So you've got two colour options. These are fat quarter bundles. There's a red, which, let's have a look at that one to start with. Really bright, bold
beautiful.
prints, aren't they? So you've got that really bold orange there, and then that intricate design, almost like cut crystals on some parts of this here, with your blues and your purples all peeping through. But with the fat quarter bundle, all of those colours just teamed together. So the hard work's done for you, isn't it? You know, these just working really well. So you've got a polka dot there. You've got a lovely zigzaggy one here. I'll bring in so you can see.
These zigzag chevrons, this is definitely one of my favourites from Kate. Yes, I love it.
Actually, I think, well, you can see all of these, it's almost like this on the front of the book. This isn't the same shape, but that colour palette, isn't it?
Yes.
It's exactly the same. Really lovely. Then we've got two more in here. This is my favourite in the bundle, actually. You've got these Hawaiian hibiscus flowers, which are really, really pretty. Look at that. So bold. Or you could even fussy cut these and, you know, applique them onto something.
Absolutely.
We've made a quilt. Lucy Brennan made a quilt using these. I don't know if we've got...
Oh, I know.
Lucy, you know the one?
Lucy loves her colour as well. She'd have really enjoyed these.
She's like a magpie for colour. And then you've got that final one there, again with your flowers, slightly smaller ones, and with like a polka dot, but slightly more angular. So that's the red fat quarter bundle from Cave Facet. So this is the quilt that Lucy made, just coming up on your screens now. There it is, look at that.
Wow.
So that was a Cave Facet quilt. So this is a fat quarter pack, NFRW42. You get 5 different designs in there. And we've got that in 2 colourways, so I'll show you the green one now as well. I was trying to get it all back to how it started. And one of mine there was not very well done.
You never can. Whenever I open up fabric, it just explodes everywhere.
Because you want to lay it out and look at it. So the green one just coming up on your screens now. We'll start with this, which is so bold and bright. Almost like a UV, the colours, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've got that luminous sort of feel to them with your purples and your greens. Then again, you've got that, the chevrons one, but in a slightly different colour.
I think what we saw in Lucy's quilt as well is that very often in quilts we see sashing and borders, so we see solid fabrics in between the prints. But what Kate really excels at is creating fabrics that can be butted right up against each other in a quilt as well. So even seeing them lying like this, all next to each other, is just creating this amazing, amazing effect. And because these bundles have been put together for you, they work anyway. So you don't. So all you have to do is decide
where am I putting them, or
where
what
are
am
you
I making
them?
with it?
Yeah.
If I put that on there, you can just see when you bring them in. Look at that. All of a sudden, the colours just work. You can't even put your finger on how he, you know, or why they work, but they just do.
It's the X factor.
It's an aspirational fabric, really. I think, you know, you've got that. It's just really inspiring.
It's beautiful, and
when it arrives, you just wouldn't wait to get started on something with these.
Yeah.
So that's the green cave facet. We were looking at the Cave Facet Sweden book. So you get 5 fat quarters in that pack for £21.95. We'll do a little folding job while we move on to the next book. So the next book, which one would you like to look at next?
I think we just mentioned jelly rolls before, so I think we might have a look at
that one.
Jelly
You
roll
grab that, I'll do
dreams.
this. So jelly rolls.
Jelly rolls. So jelly rolls are, for anybody who doesn't know what a jelly roll is, I will just actually reach across you.
Yes, you can.
Ta-da! So this is a jelly roll.
So much fabric.
So much fabric. So this is 40 2.5-inch strips from a complete fabric collection.
So this is the Joel Dewberry one that we've got in
Yes.
hand there.
Yes, absolutely stunning. The only problem with jelly rolls I find is I don't want to open them because they look so pretty.
You want to just
once
keep it
it's
like that?
open, yes. But jelly rolls have really, in the last 10 years, they've really kind of taken the quilting world by storm. And a lot of that, I think, was thanks to Pam and Nikki Lintott, who are the designers of the next book that we're going to look at. And they really, I remember because, as I said, because with my background in book publishing, and I remember when Pam Lintott came to the publishers where I worked and said, look, I've discovered these amazing jelly rolls. And, you know,
So she was actually the person who sort of initiated.
Well, she discovered them. They were being made in America, and as with a lot of things with quilting, a lot of it sort of will happen in the States or happen somewhere else, and then somebody will bring it back to the UK. So she said, we've got this amazing jelly, and everyone's thinking, jelly rolls? Oh, what's that? And Pam said, trust me.
It's going to take off.
And they did, and it absolutely did. And this is one of many books that we have by Pam and Nikki using jelly rolls.
So the great thing about these is that the strips, the cutting is done for you. You can crack straight on with the sewing. You don't need to get your rotary cutter out and do lots of making your strips or anything like that.
No, it's all there. It's all there for you. The sort of fiddly cutting is done with these long because they are also the width of the fabric as well. So each one is about 44 inches long. Means that you have these massive long strips of fabric, and you're shown then in the books how to then cut those to create your quilts. So what I'll do is I'll dive in.
Let's just move around a little bit.
So jelly roll quilts. This is called Jelly Roll Dreams, and the idea with this book actually was Pam and Nikki threw open a competition to quilters and said, design a quilt. We'll pick our favourites, designed and made with jelly rolls. Yep. So in the book, you not only have lovely jelly rolls. You not only have these amazing quilts that have been designed and made by quilters, by just like everybody watching the show, reading the mags, reading the books, absolutely sent in their designs. So, for example, here's an amazing pinwheel one made by a quilter. And then, as well as showing you how to make it, what Pam and Nikki have also done is that they have then
they're mother and daughter as well, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, yes, they're
lovely.
Yes, and Nikki has children now as well, so there's kind of three generations. Yes, exactly. Yes, so it really runs in the family. So what they've then done is they've been so inspired by what they've seen, they've then reinterpreted it in a different fabric.
Oh, okay.
So you get these two very different looks. So in effect, you've got 12 projects, but you've got 24 lots of inspiration to be able to see how they're going to look.
You've got how it started and how it could end up, with their interpretation
different,
of it.
Yes, completely different. And they've specially picked jelly rolls to contrast with what's in there. So if anybody's not worked with a jelly roll before, in the books there are always instructions to sort of help you get to grips with them. First off, bit of a primer, but really they're so easy to use.
There's not really that much to almost learn, is there? They speak for themselves. And I guess as well, there's absolutely nothing stopping you if you wanted to cut your own strips and still use the designs for those, then you can.
Exactly, and that's quite, sometimes we'll do, we'll sort of use up a jelly roll, and then before you can even get your hands on the next jelly roll, you think, I have to make something else from it. And the other lovely thing as well is quite often with a jelly roll, you'll have small scraps of it left as well. So that's perfect to then add your own little bits that you've cut from your own yardage as well too. But really, I think the designs in this book are the place to start.
That's lovely.
Yes.
I really like that.
These are beautiful. So really clear instructions in here on how
Really
to put it
colourful
together.
as well,
Yeah.
and sort of and clearly explained in those step-by-step diagrams.
Yes, everything. Yes, it all makes perfect sense. It's almost like having Pam and Nikki there with you at the end of your sewing table saying, right, we're moving on to the next step now.
This one now we're going to do this,
Yes,
and then we're going to do that.
exactly. So it's all put together just with the, with the reader in mind. And there again is this beautiful reinterpretation.
Which looks so different to how it looks in those other colours there. And sometimes when you look at a quilt, you can't imagine it, in another way, can you, other than that photograph that you see. But with this, it's showing you those two options, so you can start to imagine it with your own fabric. So like that one there. Same quilt, just completely different fabrics. Again, this is a premiere of this book on today's show. It's the Jelly Roll Dreams book, and it's by Pam and Nikki Is it Lintott? Is that how you pronounce it?
Lintott, yes.
Well, I like that name.
It's nice, Lintott, yes. Yes, and they love it. And Pam is just so passionate about what she does, about teaching, about finding. She's a real innovator, Pam. So I think that's why these books are so.
It's about sharing that knowledge.
Sharing it with you, having it on your bookshelf, and being able to go back to it and say, right, I've got a jelly roller, I've seen one I want to use, and you'll find the perfect project for it as well.
Excellent. So this was the jelly roll that we had as well, just as an example of one that you could use. So this is a Joel Dewberry one here. We would never get this back looking like this if we undo it. But you get 40 pieces in here. The graphic's on the bottom of your screen. But you can see it's got that really lovely colour collection of your turquoises, your yellows, your pinks. As you go all the way through here, lots of different options. I love this one. We did some fairy wands and crowns with these.
Oh, no, I missed that.
Yeah, they're really, really gorgeous. But perfect for those jelly roll quilts. You can see all of those different designs.
So this would be lovely. It's such a range of, because the jelly rolls tend to be taken from a designer's complete collection.
Yes.
So you're basically having a sample of every single print and every single colourway from that designer's collection. Means that there's so much versatility in there because you're getting so many different colours, so many different prints. And I find in my experience whenever I've made a jelly roll quilt in particular, it's taken me almost as long to decide where each colour. So basically I end up with my whole sort of sitting room and downstairs covered in strips of fabric. It's over the chairs, it's over the tables, it's over the fireplace, trying to decide where to put it.
We can open it. Shall we do it?
Permission to unravel.
Here we go. Look at these. That's so satisfying, all of those colours. I can just see how you would lay these out and just not even want, like you said, put them everywhere. You can't even decide. Just so you have an idea of what one of those strips is like. If I just show you. So this is what you're getting. It's a 2.5-inch strip, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
And 40 different strips in there. But let's have a look at some of those. Upside down and back to front.
Oh my goodness! Oh yeah, it's a bit.
It's like a kid at Christmas, isn't it?
These jelly rolls, they're a beast. They have a life of their own. But see now.
Oh, I like that one. All these colours, but the colours just all because they're from that same collection. All of those colours just working just really well together, complementing each other. All of the tones just working really well. You can see all of those.
Joel Dewberry has an amazing eye for colour, and he's very graphic with what he does with his prints as well. So every single strip's a winner in my eyes.
Yeah, you've got everyone has got something to offer.
Yes.
There's no sort of sometimes in even a fat quarter pack or something, you've got a couple where you think, I wouldn't really use those.
Yeah.
Everyone in here has something to offer, something different, something bold.
Absolutely. And I always say as well, if you get a jelly roll, if you know somebody else who quilts as well who have jelly rolls, you can do swaps. You could maybe swap half a jelly roll with somebody as well to really mix up that variety even more.
A bit like a mix and match.
Yes, yes.
Let's well, I'm not going to attempt to roll that back up, but these are just lovely, really lovely, and obviously double the length of that, but just such gorgeous different colours and really lovely. So this is the jelly roll book that we were looking at there, a premiere of that one on the show. We haven't had that one on before. So we've done the K facet, we've done the jelly roll.
Done the jelly rolls, yes.
Which one would you like to do next?
I think I'd like to do something now for something completely different.
Okay.
Which is Sashko.
Oh yes, I was looking at this morning. Got one each.
Get one. I know. But twins. I love it. So sashiko is, first off, if you haven't heard of sashiko, it's an ancient Japanese art, stitching, and it was originally used in the sort of Japanese villages. What it did was it strengthened fabric. So if you were repairing, you were using scraps of fabric, making clothes, furnishings, anything. It was a way of kind of strengthening and making that
mending
and making things more robust and making the fabric go further and last longer and so on. And I think as we do as humans, as the technique evolved, realised that you could create these amazing patterns.
So it's almost become more of a decorative art as much as it has been about making things more durable and more robust.
Yes.
It offers something in an artistic way as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And the wonderful thing, and we have another amazing designer here, Susan Briscoe, Susan's an amazing quilter. She lives in Scotland on the East Coast. I went to visit her not so long ago, actually. Yeah, I did, and it was winter and it was cold, and actually I loved it because I got to wrap up warm. It was like being back home. So I went to see her, and she's so passionate about what she does. She discovered sashiko when she was out in Japan teaching English.
Oh, wow, so she's actually had that experience. That's how she came across it.
Yes,
sort of
yes. She's a real quilter anyway, and she loves kind of heritage and tradition. She's very inspired by that side of things. But the sashiko just caught her imagination, and she really is, I would say, one of the world's top experts on it. As far as I'm concerned, she is the queen of sashiko.
Well, what you say goes. I totally trust you if that's what you think. So then, what in terms of putting the book together, what does she go for? Has she gone for different? Is it all different designs?
Well, this one, it really says the ultimate sashiko source book, and I'm like ultimate. Yes, that's have to have it. So what she's really done very, very cleverly is she has put together a book that is basically everything that you need to get started with sashiko, to improve it. If you already do it, you can become more advanced.
Levels.
Yes, you can take it. So this will really stay with you as you learn more and you become more interested and you develop. So at the beginning of this book, she's talking about history. So really what I was just saying there, she'll take you through all the history, the origins of it, who did it, why she finds it so fascinating, so on. And Susan's also a massive collector of kind of the ancient pieces, the original pieces.
That tradition
heritage.
That really comes through.
Yeah, so you can really delve into that, all of that from it, and these fascinating photographs as well. Absolutely beautiful.
It's lovely to know the history and to understand where it's come from as an art form, isn't it? You know, it's not just something that appeared. It's not something that we dreamt up. It has got a history and it's got, you know, a past, really, where it served a purpose for mending, but now as more of a decorative thing for embellishment.
Absolutely. And I think while you're stitching, you really start to kind of absorb that as well, and you start to think about it as well. So really, all of this at the front is kind of how you do it. What are the basics? What do you need? And to be honest, you don't need that much to get started.
Do you need specific threads and anything? Is it a different sort of set of?
There are some different. There are some sort of specific threads that you can use, sashiko threads, which are sort of made up slightly differently than the normal kind of embroidery floss that we stitch with. And for me, that's something that as you become more advanced, you'll probably want to explore. And there's so many these beautiful skeins. This one kind of variegated here. But when you start, you can get cracking with kind of embroidery thread and fabric. Have a go, see what you think.
So you can do the technique using anything that you know, a thread that you've got already. You don't have to buy those specific.
No.
If you want to get started and just try it.
Yeah, if you want to get started and try it, see how you get on. But I think you'll become addicted, to be honest. So once you've kind of learnt those basics, and I love the way Susan teaches as well, particularly her wrong.
This is how not to do it.
This is how not to do it. It's so clear because it's such a specific technique. She just leaves you no doubt at all. There's no
because
mystery.
if you had never done that before, you could easily look at that and think, yeah, that looks about right, but it's not. It's
Yes.
wrong, and so it's just making sure you're getting it completely accurate.
Yeah, so you feel very confident, and you feel that you're really doing it properly as well. So at the front of the book,
so effective.
amazing. There are these absolutely amazing projects in here. So you can put.
What's the go-to project for something like this? If you've never done it before, what's the first thing that people might try?
I think for me, and what I know is very popular with Susan as well, is actually these framed pictures. I think it's a great way to do it, because
it's like a bit like a running stitch almost, just going through your fabric. These are lovely.
Yes.
Oh, I like that a lot.
So these
sort of
smaller
Aztec-y feel to it.
It's like, yes. There's lots of different, you can sort of get lots of different sort of vibes from it as well, depending on what patterns you choose. Cushions are a real popular one as well, and I think you can never have too many cushions in your home. So it's a great way to show off your craft, show off your artwork as well. But the real sort of heart of this book is the source book.
Let's see that.
So right in the centre of this book, you have this amazing pattern library. And this is where you will find all the patterns that you see in those projects are all in here. And not only are they in here showing you them in detail, you're also taken through and shown exactly how to do it, the order in which to stitch, the directions. There's close-ups of everything.
I love that you've got the Japanese name and then a translation.
Yes.
That's nice. It's a nice touch.
Yes.
But with those diagrams, there's no margin for error. You just are following those arrows. You're following the steps, and also lovely to have a photograph of how it's actually going to scale up and look, so you can really imagine.
Yes. Yeah, she's done a lovely job, and it is. I think Susan's very passionate about the heritage of it. So as well as having the very technical drawings, you also have a little bit of the history of it. You have, as you say, the original Japanese name. And you can get, and it is that thing again of once you've read the history and you're sitting, and it's a very sort of contemplative act as well, the slow stitching and thinking about.
Quite a meditative process, really. You can just sort of chill out and do it, really. If you want to get started on, perhaps if you've never done this before. Now, they use a lot of navy in the book, don't they? I think the dark is quite a traditional colour combination to start with a dark fabric like a navy and to use a white. So this is our dark blue that we've got in this hour. Half a metre of this, so this is 325 from Macauer. It's a spectrum solid, so a lovely, rich, uniform colour. Would work really well for starting one of these projects. And then you can see there how that white thread, I don't know if we've got a picture of an example in the book where we can see what we'd be creating. An example where you've got your dark fabric, your light thread, that colour combination, exactly like this. The sort of example that Susan's used. If I just tip that, you can see. So the threads will just come up on your, it's only 95p for that skein of the white thread. So to just get started on sashiko, if you haven't done it before, you want to give it a try. The book holding your hand for that process, really, as well as giving you the history of it all, and just allowing you to, to start a new technique. Or even if you've done it before, perhaps you're experienced in the stitching, it's some project ideas, isn't it?
This offers so much with the project ideas and with the pattern library in there as well. It is a book, no matter what stage you're already at, you're going to have this and you're going to keep referring to it again and again as well. Yes.
Lovely. Well, let's look at the next book. So that was our sashiko one. We've got such a lovely library of books this morning. I want to make sure we get through them all. So we've got two left. Which one would you like to go for?
Oh, which one? I think we're going to go for...
Quick and Easy Quilts.
Quick and Easy Quilts, yes.
So this one, why did you choose this one? What made this one jump out for you?
Well, this one is lots of reasons. One big reason is it's by Lynn Goldsworthy, who's a quilt designer who I discovered when I launched Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine. And I was scouring the country for modern quilters because we were kind of the first magazine to do that, and I was saying, where are all these modern quilters hiding?
They are somewhere, they're there, they're on the internet.
So I infiltrated their network and found them. And Lynn Goldsworthy is part of that group, and she is absolutely amazing. And it was funny reading the book because it's so Lynn in that she likes to do. She's very prolific. She makes a lot. She makes a lot of quilts. She makes them quickly. She's very precise, very technical, but also she just wants to get things done quickly.
Sometimes you don't want to sit down for hours and hours, or you haven't got, weeks and weeks if you're turning around something quickly, or, you used to do it for a quick baby gift or something like that. Perfect excuse for a nice quick quilt.
Exactly. Do it quickly, efficiently. That's
She's an
very
efficient
Lynn.
lady.
Yeah, that's very Lynn. Lynn used to be before she got into the world of quilting. She was a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
So she was kind of a sort of high-powered shoulder pads, 80s lawyer.
So she's got that drive to just get it done, start to finish.
And I think when you read this, you kind of get
you get her essence.
You get that essence exactly. And again, this is a book with absolutely stunning photography as well. And I know it was something that Lynn was very keen on as well, to showcase those quilts.
It makes such a difference to a book when you've got that photography that actually catches your eye, that you want to look at in more detail, that's lit really well, it's clear, it's showcasing the art.
It does. It's beautiful. So again, if you're a beginner, Lynn's going to run through the basics with you. But really, there's not that many basics to learn with patchwork and quilting if you're just kind of getting started, because you learn as you go along.
Because it's quick and easy. These are easy projects.
Yeah.
It's going to,
Yeah. If you can't do something when you start one of the quilts, you'll be able to do it by the end of it. So
almost a good way to practice your different techniques as well.
Yeah. Well, I learned how to use a sewing machine by patchwork and quilting.
Oh, really?
That's what I started doing. Yes, I was kind of learning the two things at the same time. Yeah, and it worked. It worked for me. So in this book, we have a selection of just the most beautiful projects, and Lynn absolutely outdid herself. One of my favourites.
I really, really like that one.
This one, yes.
That really is a piece of art, isn't it?
Yes.
That is no compromise on a painting or a picture or anything. That's just really going to brighten up your living room.
Yes, you'd want to make
You'd be
this
proud of that. You'd want that hanging up on a wall.
I want that.
Lynn.
I know.
Excuse me, Lynn.
I know. She'll tell me, well, it's quick and easy. Make it. So I was looking at this and thinking this would look amazing with a really bright Macara solid on the background there, and then a couple of different prints. You don't need a lot, but it's really the technique and how Lynn's designed it that makes it shine. So this is a Lone Star quilt, and traditionally the Lone Star quilts have much smaller pieces in them, like dozens and dozens and hundreds of tiny little diamonds, fiddly. So what Lynn's done, she's scaled it up a bit, made it a bit quicker to make, but you don't lose the impact. I think that's really what it's all about. It's about the maximum impact.
So you're still maximising your fabric, but you're also making the most of your time by not doing something that's it's not overly complicated.
Not overly complicated at all. So for that quilt,
That down. That's it, just so we can see it.
So for that quilt, she's given us these amazing instructions as well, which have been just beautifully illustrated as well. You'll love these. I call them they're slightly sort of wibbly-wobbly hand-drawn as well, which is so charming. Still very clear.
They feel like out of someone's sketchbook or something like that.
Exactly. So you're in no doubt as to how to make them. This book has actually been edited by Linda Clements, who's on Today's Quilter. She's our technical consultant, and she's worked on a lot of books. So she's done a really thorough job on this, and
making sure you can understand that and you can get all the way through.
Yeah, exactly. So what's also struck me about this book is such a variety. Oh,
I like that a lot. We've got some fabric actually as well to go with this. We've got so we had the Tula Pink jelly roll, but we've also got it as this. Look at this fat quarter bundle. This one here is your Joel Dewberry. So you've got all of these gorgeous fat quarters in here. 26 fat quarters in this bundle with those lovely colours. There's a lot of fat quarters, a lot of fabric. You could do a lot out of this.
You could, yes. It's kind of I was looking at thinking it's a kind of it's an instant stash.
Yes.
That one. Again,
it builds it for you.
It builds it for you because of the variety.
Look at all of those colours there. So that's your Joel Dewberry Free Spirit collection. 26 fat quarters in there. for perhaps, one of these quilting projects, a nice quick and easy one, but something, particularly this has a nice summery feel to it, doesn't it?
Yes.
If you're doing something quick and easy for the summer, this one will be perfect. So OYRW71, or we've also got a Tula Pink one, which we've got undone, so I can actually show you this a little bit more clearly. So this one here. So do you do projects out of these books? What do you do? Are you more of a quilter, or what do you? Or you write about sewing all day?
I do. I seem to be sort of writing about it and talking to people about it all day. But when I do get a chance to do it, I go to my bookcase.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm because during the day in work I'm on the internet all day. I'm looking at ideas. I'm looking at trends. I'm looking at people. I'm staring at a computer screen all day. So when I go home and I want to quilt, I love nothing better than going to my bookcase.
Actually, just doing it that way.
Flicking through books. Yeah, I've got a chair next to the bookcase that I can curl up on. I pick them out, flick through them, and then make a big mess.
That sounds like heaven.
It's heaven. It is. And then obviously the next stage as well is to then move to my fabric stash and start.
Let's go. Well, have you got a lot of fabric? How's your stash?
I've got a lot of fabric. I've been quite good actually. I've divided all my fat quarters. I've got a drawer of cool colours and a drawer of warm colours. And then everything else is just a bit of a bohemian.
A mixture. But if you see something you like, I guess you just sort of go for it and add it to your stash. And there'll always be a project for it, won't there?
Yeah. So that's what we tell ourselves.
Yes, that's what you have to convince yourself.
There's always something for it. But each one of these is a real winner. I adore these.
This is the Tula Pink fat quarter bundle. So there's 20 pieces in this one. So slightly more affordable than that 26-piece Joel Dewberry. And this one's $89.95. Look at all these. There's so many. You could just keep going round and round. Lovely. So that's your Tula Pink fat quarter bundle, HPRW79. So we've got one more book to look at.
We do.
I'm aware that we don't want to leave one out. So shall we look at the fat quarterly one?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just move that. I'll leave that there for you to have a little look at. So this one, Fat Quarterly is actually an online magazine, or that's how it started, isn't it?
That's how it started. And again, it was kind of in the days before the modern quilting magazines had really taken off. Everything was happening online. That's where all the modern quilters could kind of get together and talk to each other and so on, share their work.
That knowledge.
Yes, exactly. So that's how it started. And one big indicator as well of that kind of online feel is the fact that Katie and Bryony, two of the designers in here, are from the UK, and Tasha and John are in the US as well.
Oh, so we're getting a bit of... I tell you what, 4 authors, you're combining a massive pool of knowledge there and of creative sort of inspiration. So you've got some from across the pond and some from here.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got lots of different influences, inspirations. What they've done is they've pulled together a really tight concept in this book, which is working with shape and really exploring different shapes, taking it one block at a time and looking at how the shapes work, how you make them into blocks, how they different effects. It's almost like a little sort of, it's kind of a workshop. It's a shape workshop that you go through.
So if you want to go and look at, so you've got here circles, or you've got triangles, diamonds. You can go by shape. You can be guided by that.
Yes, exactly. So we've got squares and rectangles, circles, triangles, stars, polygons, and diamonds. So, and anybody who does any patchwork and quilting will immediately be like, oh yes, all the shapes.
And that's referring to the blocks.
That's referring to
the shape
of the pieces that you're cutting to put the blocks together. So in this case, this is the squares chapter. Squares and rectangles. It's showing you different effects that you can achieve using these different shapes, basically.
So just building those up, using that particular one with your sort of oblongs and squares.
And what really impresses me about this book is looking at the different blocks, is there is so much, it's just so much variety in here, because you've got those 4 different designers working. And in each section as well, to make it easier, they've collaborated and all used the same fabric on each section.
Oh, so you're literally seeing how just the changing the pattern itself in terms of where you're laying those out changes the overall effect of the quilt.
Yeah.
So rather than looking at that in different fabrics, you get a really clear
You can see, yeah, you can see exactly what you're going to get. Probably my favourite chapter is circles. I love circles in quilts.
Those
just because
curves,
it's
they're very effective.
Very effective. They really, your eye kind of runs through them, and it's something that a lot of us are a little bit scared of. I know that I still feel slightly nervous about curves, but
deep breath and
deep breath and do it. But this takes you through, and because you're just focusing on one block, you don't feel as if, oh gosh, I've got a whole quilt to make from this. You can just have a go, make that one block as if it's your own little workshop at home. You've got the team of writers with you, holding your hand.
It feels achievable. It feels like something that's very doable.
Yes, so exploring those shapes. There's also a dozen projects in here as well. So as well as those blocks, if you then do something does catch your eye and you want to go on, you can actually make up some projects as well.
Not just quilts as well. There are a selection of different projects.
Different projects, different sizes. Some that are smaller and won't take you that long to make. Some that are more ambitious, larger, sort of very, very techy, and you can have a go at those.
What are some of the projects in here? If we flick through. So we've got quilts there. I'm just going to see what the other.
The quilt, this is love.
Oh,
Flying Geese. It's such a classic, and this has been done in such a modern way. It looks amazing, all those different shapes.
But it's just making all of those different shapes almost approachable, really, isn't it? And it's in an approachable way, an achievable way, making them accessible to, perhaps if you want to focus on a polygon or a diamond or.
Yeah. So this sawtooth effect here on first glance does look very, very impressive. Maybe a bit tricksy, but by the time you've worked your way through this, you'll feel confident by the time you get to this and think, I can do this. I can do that.
What a satisfying feeling as well. To know that you can master that, you can do that.
Yes, exactly. So this is a real kind of multifunctional book, which has the projects, has the blocks in it. It's teaching you techniques. I love this. I think this might be my favourite block from the whole book.
Really?
Yes. When I saw it, I thought, it's so clever. So it's diamonds working with strips and kind of interlocking to give this kind of amazing multi-dimensional shape.
That's from where it's like a parallelogram, isn't it? Like like that.
Yes.
But only because that's where I'm stood. But it's just all of those shapes coming together.
Yeah.
I love how it creates that diamond in the middle and then...
that little focal point in the middle. I think everybody would find a favourite one that they want to start with as well. So it's a real come back to it time and time again sort of book. Whether you're doing projects, whether you're looking for a new block, it's also very good for if you're part of a quilting bee or a group and you're sharing ideas and you want to make something together, maybe a group quilt together. You could all go off and make a different block from the book.
And then assemble them to create something.
Yeah, and put them all back together again into one quilt. So it has so many ideas in here for what you could do with it. I love it.
And we've got some, we had some K facet that I showed you earlier. Some of these fat quarters would work really well for some of these projects, wouldn't they? Let's start with the red, actually. The red's the most popular as well, so that was a fluke. So you've got these lovely bold prints from K Facet with those flowers, but they're all different shapes, different colours, but with those running themes through them. If you've always wanted some K Facet, maybe this is the way to sort of add it to your collection, because you're getting 5 designs in this red pack. Just going to find here.
I think so. It's enough fabric for you to really test it out and cut it and make something from it. But it's not so much that you feel a bit overwhelmed. Yes. That's why I love fat quarters. They're just perfect way.
So well together. You can almost barely see where the patterns end. You know, you've got 5 different ones there. You can see all of those.
One thing on these that I love about fabric, and particularly about something like Cave as well, is on the selvage here.
You've got all your colours.
You've got all the colours, so you can see every single colour that's gone into making up this print.
That's when you realise how colourful it really is. There's 14 colours within that one
and it also helps when if you're taking other solids, other prints, more of Cave's fabric, for example, maybe some of the Macara solids we've looked at, and you're wanting to match, then it's easy to actually match them to one of these.
Solid and just say, I've only got a navy one here, but if you were trying to match it up, you can always take those solids, take that with you, to the shop or anything, and match those up.
these little
Really
swatches.
lovely.
So you're kind of starting your own little design studio. And don't forget to cut the selvage off though, and keep it. And then a lot of us like to collect the selvage.
Do you?
Yeah, so you can either wrap it in little bobbins and keep it, or you can
that's
make
a nice idea.
or you can make projects from them as well, just using the selvage, little strips of it and sewing them together. So always.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
No, it'll
that's a
keep
really
it.
quirky, nice idea.
Yes.
I like that. So we've had a message from Sharon. Thanks for messaging in. The jelly roll book. Yes. What do we want to know? Just to have a look at it. I think. Where is it? Oh, she was saying how amazing the books are by Pam and Nikki and what a great team they are,
Yes.
and the step-by-step instructions in there. You really liked this one, didn't you?
I do. Yes, it's a real all-rounder, and I think Pam and Nikki are such a strong team as well. That's what really comes through with
When you've
them.
got a couple of authors, you feel like you're almost getting, more for your money, don't
Yes.
you? Because you're getting that knowledge from two brains or
Yeah.
4 brains, in the case of the Fat Quarterly one.
Yes.
Just laying out these cave facets here. This is the green Fat Quarter bundle, in case you wanted a different colourway. And some slightly different designs there as well. Look at those. So you've got all your different colours there. So these Fat Quarters perfect for, there's the Shape Workshop for Quilters book, which you could use
Yes.
the Fat Quarters for, but also this Quick and Easy quilts, that would be
Yes.
a good option for those.
You really can't go wrong with fat quarters. Nearly every quilting project calls for fat quarters.
You always are going to need some.
You're always
Need some in your
going
stash.
to need them. Yes. I think the cave ones, everybody should have at least a little
couple.
piece of
It's a treat
cave.
to yourself,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
It's lovely to have a nice designer fabric. So, did we want to look at the fat? Which one? Producer Paul said something in this one. This one's low in stock. So if you have got it in your basket, make sure that you just check it out all the way through to the end. If you're not aware, once you've added it to your basket online, that doesn't guarantee the book for you. So you just need to make sure that you've gone right through to the end. Or give the call centre a ring, 0800 112 4433. We didn't mention before, but this one's a hardback book as well, which is really nice, isn't it?
Yes.
You just feel like that little bit extra. So JCMZ67, and this one's $16.95.
That one's a real treat of a book, and I think as well, if you're thinking about giving something
As a gift,
it's such a nice one to do. Also, being slightly geeky publishing as well. This lovely spot varnishing on the front, so you have the matte cover, and then this piece across here.
Just nice to touch, isn't it?
Yes, it has that sheen on it as well, which makes it's lovely, and then lovely spine.
The most popular book in this hour at the moment is the Jelly Rolls book. So should we have a quick little look through that, in case you've got any questions or there's a project that caught your eye. And we were looking at that lovely, they are here, the Joel Dewberry Jelly Roll. Oh, so we'll pop those on your screen so you can see. Lots of different, there are 40 different strips in there, 2.5-inch strips, but just making it really easy to jump straight in and do a project. I like that one.
This is an amazing quilt, and it's kind of surprising because you look at it and think, how could that be made from long strips?
Well, because
of
there's
fabric?
quite a lot of, seems to be quite a big section of
yes,
colour.
big sections going on, and it feels very sort of curved as well. So, but it's all in that clever cutting. This is called the black hole quilt.
Dive into that centre section.
Dive into that centre, and I think as well it looks equally stunning done on the navy.
Oh yes,
too.
That to me would be lovely for like a little girl's bedroom or something like that. I think those florals and those lovely prints and the pink. But the black is a more sophisticated version almost, isn't it?
Yes, it's kind of a very kind of grown-up, dramatic version. I think it almost reminds me of some of the quilts that I've seen in the kind of the art quilts when I go to Festival of Quilts as well. It's the kind of showstopper ones that you stand and you look back at.
Are you still wowed by quilts? Are there still ones that you look at and you just think, how on earth did you put that together?
Oh, always. There's always something. There's always somebody doing something that's new and amazing, or it might just be a new combination of a fabric with a new technique, and you think, wow.
Those possibilities are just there are so many options.
Yes, there are so many options.
It's just almost a never-ending road, isn't it? Because there'll always be new fabrics. There'll always be reinventions of things from previous. designs.
Yeah, exactly. Every generation has got their new interpretation. Every designer's got an interpretation. So it's really never ending. This is another of my favourites. Oh, they're kind of all my favourite quilts, really. It's like all my children.
Don't want to choose.
Yeah, I don't want to choose. This chevron quilt is very different. Again, we've gone from that kind of curved effect to this sort of really striking chevron look. And this is a great way as well, I think, if you've got a jelly roll that you really love. And I think in this case, this jelly roll that we have here would be amazing.
Because, like you were saying about the chevrons, where you've got those angular geometrics in some of these prints, like in the... Let me just try and... It's so hard to do that neatly without it looking... All like these sorts of prints.
I think this, yes. And if you really sort of treasure your jelly roll, this is a kind of quilt that showcases that jelly roll as well. So you're not losing the pattern, you're not losing anything in it. This really shows it off.
A fabric's the star of the show.
Yeah, fabric's the star of the show. With a little bit of sashing in between as well, just to make... of this sort of white cream fabric, just to make that print pop even more. And then...
We looked at this one before, there's just so many. Oh, and again, this was the book that's got the two sort of colour options, hasn't it? So it's showing you how different those books look, those quilts look, you know, in different fabrics.
So make it twice. I've done that before with quilts.
Same quilt, but just completely different things.
Yes.
And this is a premiere of this book on today's show. It hasn't been on before, so it's a launch of the book here on Sewing Quarter. It's the Jelly Roll Dreams, TLSP02. This is the most popular one. It's in the lead, so if it's in your basket, just make sure you check it out. And that one's $13.95. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Jenny.
Thank you, Amy.
You're back as well, aren't you? So
I am, yes.
What are you doing at 11 o'clock?
I'm back with more books. I might be sneaking in one more quilting book.
Oh, really?
At 11.
Can't resist.
No, I can't resist. I'm a bit naughty like that. And then some lovely sewing books.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much. You go and have a cup of tea.
Thank you.
Natasha's actually here. I'm disappearing now, but just remember that this is the machine from that first hour that we had with Jayne. That's the embroidery machine. Jayne's coming back after the break. So $7.99 for that absolutely magical piece of equipment that we left to its own devices and created just incredible embroidery.
It's magic.
So it really is.
Yeah.
I just stepped away in complete awe. So I'm disappearing now, but Natasha is just coming up. She'll be here with Jayne, looking at an Elna sewing machine, and Jenny is back at 11. We'll see you then.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Join us on Saturday the 6th of May when Mandy Shaw will be back to showcase her wonderful range of kits and projects. Mandy has gone back to her roots with this show, bringing us a fabulous quilt kit, lots of inspirational projects, and look out for Polly the Ragdoll, who's making her debut. Of course, Mandy will be providing her usual hints, tips and guidance, and lots of fun. So, join Mandy Shaw on Saturday the 6th of May at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us? Visit our Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter @Sewing Quarter and even message us through our website, and answers will answer your questions live on air.
Good morning, welcome to the sewing course. We've had a little bit of a change around and Amy's gone and I've flown in. So good morning, you've got me, Natasha McCarthy, for the next 2 hours and I'm joined this hour by the very lovely Jayne. Hello. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Jayne, it's lovely to have you in here.
I know, see you again. I haven't seen you for a while.
Here's the thing. Whenever we think Elna, we think you here. We do. You are the face of Elna. You are our Elna go-to lady, and you brought us all the Elna machines. Not only that, but you taught us how to use the Elna machines. Elna is our brand of sewing machine that we use day in, day out. They are our workhorse here, very much so. We have a full range. You bring us the whole lot.
Of course I do.
From your entry level through to your all whistles and bells, singing, dancing, makes you a cup of tea type. They don't actually make us a cup of tea.
No.
Amy does that. Very well. And so today, the one that we're using today is the 540.
540 EX. It's a nice mid-range machine. So it's somebody who's maybe already had a machine, like a mechanical machine, but they're thinking, well, I want to do a little bit more and I want a little few more features on the machine. So it's a perfect machine for that because it covers all the basics. It's got things like speed control and little bits and pieces that we can look at later.
It's the step-up machine, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you want to see what we've bundled it with today? Because we've got it on a little bit of a deal for you. Here we go. We've got, this is the thing, the threads you need day in, day out. 11 threads there. They are all your basic colours. You've got navies, you've got a deep purple, you've got grey, you've got green, you've got red, you've got a cream, a natural, and all sorts in there. Seam ripper, the lot in there. Now that is coming with it for you, and so you're saving the cost of that. So the machine today, £449. The machine Jayne is going to take us through step by step, and we use this machine every single day. It's the designer's choice.
It is.
Very often
Everybody
it's the designer's choice. Often the big machine is like, oh, that's often too much for the things that they want to do necessarily. It's, it's they don't need all the functions on it, but this very much is one. And it's a computerised machine as well, isn't it?
Well, you've got your digital display on there, so it's really easy to use, to change your stitches, change your length and your width. And the plus point with that is if you've got it set for a project, you can make a note of it, where you've got it set, what your width is, what the length is, so you're not thinking, well, did I have that about there, was it there? So it's perfect, you can go straight back to where you were.
Excellent, excellent. Do you want to talk us through the very... Actually, we'll
look at these first.
All these little bits and bobs.
Get Amy to bring me these.
These are the gadgets that I get very excited by.
These that come with it. So these come in. You also get the 4 bobbins and the one in the machine, so you get 5 in total. Okay. They've just vanished from here. They'll be there somewhere.
They're full of thread.
They'll be somewhere.
They'll
be somewhere.
Being honest.
It comes with the essential piece of kit, which is your steam ripper.
Nice, good.
Get those. There's usually a little cleaning brush somewhere with them as well.
Yeah, so there will be that as well, but we'll use that as well. You see, this is the trouble. We've taken it off the shelf with all the others and gone, right, which feet did it come with? Here it is. For it.
You've also got your screwdrivers. Yes. That's a screwdriver as well, which is brilliant if you need to get underneath. It's much easier, because sometimes with that, it's a little bit too big. So there's those. You've got a spare spool pin, so you can do twin needle sewing, or if you want to put your spool upright, that just pops in like that, and it sits in on these one. It sits in there. On that one, so it just sits there.
So this actually has a twin needle function as well?
You can use twin needles, yes. You can use them with most machines. It's just being aware of the width of the stitch that you're using. If you're using a straight stitch, you're pretty safe. Yeah. But a narrower zigzag, you've got to bear in mind it's a 7mm swing on it. So if you've got a twin needle, it's taking it a little bit further over.
That's one of those things you hand crank to make sure that it's not going to catch on the foot.
It's quite an expensive break.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
So it does.
Let's talk about feet then.
Right, so it's got, I'll pop that one off. That's the standard presser foot, which it comes with, which is you go to for most of your straight sewing.
So this is the one that we use an awful lot, sort of day in, day out. This is where we're going with this. Yeah. And you'll see this, most of our guests use that, unless they're doing something fancy schmancy or any sort of quilting or anything like that. If they are quilting, have we got a 1/4 inch foot?
There should be one somewhere.
Yes, there'll be one
somewhere.
There'll be one there. Excellent.
There'll be one somewhere. So that's your standard. Then you've got your satin stitch foot.
Now, what's the difference between this?
The difference between those is if you flip them over, you can see them on the back. That's a really flat foot, which is brilliant for straight stitching because it just feeds it through. The satin stitch one has got a tiny little indent underneath. So if you're doing a heavier stitch, like a satin stitch or a decorative stitch, it allows room for that extra thread to move through without dragging and distorting it.
Through that
bit. It will go through it, yes.
Nice, I did not know that. Yeah. Okay, zipper foot.
Yes.
I can recognise the zipper foot.
Yeah.
Is
Over
that
edge
some
foot.
sort of, yeah, I
It's
was
the
going to
over
say it's
edge
either going to
foot.
be over edge or,
Yes.
or rolled hem or
No,
something.
it's the over
That's
edge
your
foot.
over edge. So if you don't have an overlocker,
No, you
then
can pop that
this
on.
will do a similar
It's a
style,
similar type
catching
thing
the edges.
onto the edge of it and just tidying it for you and stopping it fraying out.
Yeah. I do that, you know, if I'm making cushions or anything, I'll do that so they can go through the wash, they're not going to fray. So a very handy little foot to have there. Now,
There's your 1/4 inch foot
I
that's hiding in there.
well, when you said there will be somewhere, and I was looking at it going,
Because it doesn't come as standard with the machine. That's why, yes.
Okay, so there you go. There's
Doesn't
your
come as
1/4
standard.
inch foot there. So you do have to buy that in addition to the
Yes,
machine, right?
yeah.
But you can
And
get it.
That's your blind hem foot.
Nice. Nice.
Blind hem foot.
So blind hem when we're doing the bottom of
Trousers,
things
a lot
like
of people
that,
hem curtains using
yes.
it, things like that. So it's very handy. And it's worth, if we get time and I can get some cotton from somewhere, we can have a little go with it.
Do you know what? I
just
would
to
love to
show
do
you,
that because I've never
you can
managed to
just-
blind hem yet.
I actually blind hemmed these trousers.
Did
The
you?
other week.
Very good.
For the
They're
first time.
looking cute.
Very late at night. I thought, no, just put them on there and do it.
Just do it.
do it.
And a button.
Buttonhole foot.
Yes.
One-step buttonhole, which is fabulous because you pop your button into the back here,
Yes.
size, pull the little lever down, and that determines the size of the buttonhole which will fit that button. You put your foot on the pedal, or you can press. No, we haven't got it. Some of them have got to stop. Put your foot on the pedal, and it will sew the buttonhole and then stop. You don't have to
Nice.
do anything else, so it's
Job
all done
done.
and dusted, finished.
I like that. I like that an awful lot. My very first sewing machine was my grandmother's singer, and it's 50 years old,
Yes.
and it was my absolute workhorse. It did a straight stitch, it did a zigzag. That was it. And I always remember her saying, "One day they'll invent a machine that does buttonholes."
And look
She
at
would
where
be
we are
absolutely
now.
thrilled
Yes,
to know that
they
this
are
is
great.
it. It's here.
They're here. Yeah, they are fabulous to use.
Now we've got Jayne here today. She is our Elna expert. Please do message in if you've got anything to any questions, anything like that, anything that you want to know about this machine or any of the others, then please do message in. We'd love to hear from you. Lots of messages in. Hopefully, if you've got any other questions or if you missed it or if there was anything else that you need to know,
Just ask.
just let us. So it's £449. We're going to go through this machine. You've got here the Elna 540 EX sewing machine. You've got your Gutermann thread in there as well. So you are good to get going straight away with it in there for you, so that you can. There's no delay.
No.
Off you go.
No. There we go. That one on. There we go.
So the code is EKGC41. Now this is computerized. So if you've been used to just a normal machine, this is your next step up.
It is, yes.
So let's have, in just one moment, we'll take a look. Oh, we've also got fabric bundles on the show. Let me show you those actually, just before we get too carried away with the machine, because otherwise I know what will happen. I'll be chatting away to Jayne and we'll forget that we've got these. Now, fabric bundles we know that you absolutely love. So we've got the sewing machine. Why not grab some fabric so you are absolutely good to go? This is what we've done for you. We've put deep primaries together for you. So you're going to get all 4 of these, again, in a ½ metre length each one. Fabulous. Now, you've got real purple in there, you've got marine blue, you've got maize and green. That's your maize, that's your green. Shall I put those in order? Real purple, what was that one? Which blue? Marine blue, maize. Oh, they look nice together actually, don't they? Yeah, and green. There you go. There we are. That's absolutely perfect. What? £11.95?
I'll take some with me.
Is that right? Seriously? For 2 metres of fabric? Hey, look, don't argue with it. Grab it. That's amazing. Do you know what? Yeah, you are making a saving by getting this as a bundle, but do you know what? Actually, what you didn't hear is actually my producer, Paul. He shrieked about the same time that I did. What, £11.95? I'd love to check that, but it's out there now, so it's on there. So that's the deal that you're getting it for. Wow, £11.95. VGGC 81. Gosh, that's amazing. Do you know what we've also done? Look what we've done for you. We've matched it exactly with the colours. Yay! Hang on, let me put them in order. Look at that. And that, if you... What? £5.95? Seriously? So you could get the matching thread and the cotton for under 20 quid? It's a bit good here, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, my director's just asked how many I'm buying. I can't, I'm on air. This is it. It'll sell out by the time that I'm off. I'm pretty sure about that. Now, we've got neutrals for you. Wait, hang on. Let's go through the colours. What are my colours here, Producer Paul? Charcoal. Oh, that's that one. Cappuccino. That one. Vanilla. And biscuit. Hey, biscuit and your cappuccino going well together there. Look, these are all your neutrals. These are the ones that you need day in, day out. Maybe you're making toys from the Tilda books and things like that. Whatever. They are great ones to have in your stash. Those neutrals, those solids, fabulous to have. $11.95. QNGC 58. Seriously, $11.95 again for those. 2 meters of fabric. Do you want thread to match? Yes, of course you do. Be rude not to. Here we go. And I'm going to guess this is going to come in at $5.95. Yeah, look at that. So of course your threads, because we can do that. You know, we can go with the closest matching threads that we've got, and here they are. So these are your neutral threads, $5.95. Really handy ones to have. Of course, that grey is going to be fab to just blend in with everything. But of course, you've got it with your grey material there. So grab them while you can. Incredible deals. Hey, talking of incredible deals, let's go and have a look at our Elna machine. Ooh, we've made a little bundle for you. We like. Should I actually, before, as we're talking threads,
Yes.
These are the threads that you get. So Gutermann, always great through your machines.
Fabulous, yes.
Yeah. I think I was talking to the Gutermann guys, and they said that there's a way that they make their cotton, and so the fluffy stuff's kind of extracted so that you get less when you...
I use a lot of Gutermann and I've never had any trouble with fluff on the machine with it, so it's fabulous.
So the way that they do it, they're obviously right. Now this, I've got this out because this is the seam ripper that comes in this kit. Have you seen this?
I have, last time I was here with John.
I
Fantastic,
love it.
yes.
Okay, so it is your normal seam ripper. Okay, that's not the exciting bit because that's, you know, yeah. The exciting bit is the bee hive on the top. Because then, when you've cut it, it just like rubs them out.
Just pulls all the dead stitching out. Yes,
it's amazing.
fabulous.
It makes life so much quicker. So that's coming in for free. All of that in there with the machine.
It is.
Tell us about this
The
machine.
machine, nice machine. I've unthreaded it now, so as you get it, when it comes to you delivered, you'll have your spare bobbin in there, so you can take it out, wind your bobbin.
How many bobbins are we getting?
You get five in total. If you've got your embroidery machine, you've already got one of these. The bobbins are interchangeable across them.
Nice.
All the Elnas, the bobbins will interchange, so you don't have to buy different ones for different machines.
All right, so if you've got them already threaded, and that's why we don't have the other four
bobbins. They're all they're somewhere.
Threaded, ready to go.
They'll be there somewhere.
Yeah.
So you're threading. The thread pops on the top here. Wait till they catch up with me.
Which way round should we put the thread?
I always put mine to pull off that way.
Okay, so underneath. Right.
Spool caps. You get 2 spool caps.
The other one somewhere.
The other one's somewhere. It's a larger one. Match your spool cap to your thread.
Now, which way round? Oh, okay.
Goes in with the pointy bits out.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, smooth side to the thread.
To the thread.
Pointy bits out.
Pointy bits out.
Okay, good.
If you put it the other way, the danger is it's going to tangle.
Okay,
If it comes up the end, it'll tangle around the end and then you'll snap. And again, as with all the machines, I say this every time I'm here, make sure you lift the presser foot to thread your machine.
What, does that do something to the tension?
Opens the tension disc, so the thread will lay in. If you haven't got the thread in the tension discs properly, you're not going to get a good stitch. Sometimes you'll find they're opposites. So if it's all like horrible and knotty underneath, just rethread it because you just probably might not have got it in the tension disc quite right.
That is my go-to. You know, with computers, my husband will always say, "Have you tried turning it off and on again?"
Yeah.
But with the machine, with sewing machines, and I generally do, it does work. With a machine, my version of that is unthread,
rethread. It could be something quite simple that you haven't realised. So it is just a case of, say, making sure your presser foot's up. I'm going to take that so it's a little bit tighter. I always hold the thread so I've got a bit of tension on it.
Oh, okay.
Underneath there, and you'll feel it clip in underneath there. And it's all numbered. It's sort of thread by numbers.
This is what I love. Now, I got back into sewing when I was pregnant with my son, and I hadn't had my machine out for, I'm going to be honest, a couple of years, probably. So I took it off to be serviced, and I had to ask the service guy if he could just remind me how to thread it so that I absolutely knew I'd got it right, because I just couldn't quite remember. But you're never going to have that problem with this machine because it's drawn on. So it doesn't matter how long you leave it, you won't, of course, because you'll be inspired by us to sew every day. But if you did, then it's all there.
It's all straightforward. So it's number 1, and it goes down, round the bottom through what they call take-up lever. Now I'll wind that towards me so you can see it. You need to make sure it sits right in the back of there. That's another reason you might get a bad stitch, is you haven't made sure you've threaded it right through so it's clipped into the end, and it will hop out again, and the machine really doesn't like it. It just growls and grumbles at you, and it will be very, very messy on the back.
Okay, all right. So these are the little things.
These are the little things that are usually a bit of troubleshooting. So we've ordered, you think, oh, what have I done? And you think, oh gosh, no, I've done that. Because we all rush to do things, don't we? Yeah. I'm going to put the presser foot down now because it's put that tension on, so I'm not going up pulling the yards of thread out when I do it.
Okay, this is good.
There's a thread guide there. There's a thread guide on the side here. And then we've got the needle threader.
Oh, happy days.
It's fabulous. So down, I always keep my finger on it, put it across underneath. Underneath.
Now, this is where you have to... Oh, look at that. Effortless.
Yeah.
This is where you have to make sure that you've got your
needle in the correct position.
The utmost position, isn't it?
If you're not sure, you've got the needle up, needle down function on here, so just do that. Literally just pop that so the needle will go in and come back up again, and that will set it at the right height.
Exactly the right height.
It's the question I get asked most when I'm at exhibitions and shows: how do I use my needle threader? And remember, when you're leaving it up, take it up fairly slowly, but remember to loosen some of the tension off this end.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to pull it straight back out again.
Yes.
Bobbin pops in.
Do you know what? It's one of those things that when I first had a needle threader, I didn't use it because I was so used to just
threading it.
And I did exactly that. I held it too tight, and I was like, oh, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. It's not working.
But now wouldn't be without it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I know. Yes, I couldn't cope without one now. Bobbin. So it's either a P or top left hand, whichever you remember.
P.
Drop it in underneath the little tension disc there. I'm going to move my hand. I'm left-handed, so it doesn't. I need to work back to front, so it doesn't really help. So I'm going to pop it through there, so it just goes under that little guide there.
But the joy is, and if I just show, oh, there you go, I can show that here. Again, if you forget, it doesn't matter.
It's on the lid.
Because it's on the lid. And also you can see you've got the guides along there as well, so that it's just perfect, isn't it?
It is.
I think this is another reason, it's easy to thread, it's easy to do. This is why so many of the guests ask for this one.
To bring the bottom thread up, all I do then is hold it fairly loosely, put my needle down, needle back up again, and I pull the bobbin thread up.
Oh, excellent.
So that's done. Put them out to the side of the foot as normal.
There you go. Would you like the lid?
Pop that back on again.
And again, see-through so that you're not going to run out of thread and not know.
You can see. There's nothing worse than that, starting off a full run of curtains and you run out 6 inches from when you start.
Oh, so annoying.
When you switch the machine on, they all automatically default to a straight stitch. So that's a 0-1, which is on here. And you are literally now ready to sew. So you can start. You've got speed control.
I like
tortoise and hare.
Control.
Quite self-explanatory, that one. So you can actually put it on full speed and still control it with the foot pedal like you used to. Or if you put it on if you put it on half speed, foot to the floor, it won't go any faster, but you can still slow down if you want to.
This is
that's really nice.
This is a great function to have. Whenever I'm sewing, my son likes to come and sit on my lap and sew with me, which is really helpful. And so I will turn it right down.
Yes.
And then he presses the buttons, and it's happy days. I get to sew. He's happy.
Buttons
but we're not
to press.
Yes.
Fine. And then,
so the lock stitch is a stitch that you'll often hear our guests say, go forwards and back just to hold the stitch. We call it a holding stitch, lock stitch.
You have got that. I'll show you in a little while. You have got that facility on here on stitch number 3 to set it so the machine will automatically come 3 forward, 3 back.
Really?
Keep sewing, yes. And then when you get to the end, press the reverse and it will do the same again for you. So you haven't even got to worry about doing that.
I like this.
Brilliant thing. I mean, I quilt a lot, so when you're sewing, if you start with a needle in the work, when you stop, it automatically puts it back in for you.
Nice.
So you're not having to wind it down. And we all cheat sometimes when you're doing that, don't
you?
You don't quite put it in, and that's
But you see, that's great. If it's finishing with a needle down function, and you'll see so many of our guests go, make sure your needle is down so that you can then turn the fabric, and you're not going to skip any stitches or, lose your place. Keep your needle down and then turn your fabric. So the fact that this has got that needle down function, fabulous. Brilliant. We've bundled it. It comes with loads of feet, but we've bundled it with thread as well, so that you've got everything that you need to get yourself going. Here's the thread here. Your Gutermann thread kit, 11 different threads from Gutermann in there. Your seam ripper, and you've got a ruler in there as well. That's normally $19.95, but we've gone, hey, do you know what? We're feeling generous today. Let's throw that in for you. So our price today, £49. £449, yes.
£49 bargain.
£449, yes. This is a lovely mid-range machine. It's not daunting for anybody.
No.
In fact, this is the sort of machine. I know that we do a more basic model, couple of more basic
You
models.
do a couple more
actually, don't
basic
we?
models.
But when someone says, because I always say to someone, buy the machine you want to grow into.
Yes.
This is the machine
This
to
is
grow into.
it. Yeah.
Because it's got, how many stitches has it got?
You have got 50 stitches on here, so you've got all your basic, what we call utility stitches. So
Yes.
it's straight stitches, zigzag. You've got your stretch stitch for your jersey fabrics. You've got you've got 3 different buttonholes on here. You've got blind hem, over edge. Equally, then you're coming along and you've got some lovely decorative satin stitch. If you quilt, you've got 4 nice applique stitches
Shall we
on
have a
there
look at
as
some of
well.
those?
You can indeed. Let me just.
How easy is
get
it
that
to
one
change these things?
It's very, very easy. Let me
So
just
you've got
pop
a
that.
thread cutter on the side
Thread
as
cutters
well.
on the side.
So you
there.
don't even have to have your scissors to hand, because I always put them like the other side of my desk or something.
So you've got a little display on here. Now, if I want to stitch at the top end, I will
Yes.
minus it. It's a little cheat.
Okay, hang
So
on,
instead of
show us-
having to go
let's see
through,
this, let's
so you
see
start
this.
on 0, 1. So say I wanted stitch number 47, I would
Yeah.
minus it
Ah,
and go back
easier.
to say go
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Equally, if you want to go the other way, you're going on to 1. So should we have stitch 22? I
Yes.
think?
So up you go.
On
Yay,
stitch 22.
okay.
Then you've got the little
What does,
button
yeah,
here.
what does this button
That
do?
says 1 to 50, that's your stitches.
Yes.
And there's a little green light there, which shows me that that's what I'm working with at the moment.
Okay.
If I want to change the stitch width, I press that.
Ah,
And it comes on, 7 mil is your standard stitch width on
Yes.
these. It won't go any bigger. It could bleep at you and say,
Yeah.
no.
No.
But you can usually make it smaller.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's quite nice to play with that sometimes. And the bottom one is the length.
Oh, so you know where you're at because it's going
The little green light is
Will
moving
light
down as
up
you're
to show
pressing that,
you.
and it's showing you there. Stitch numbers, stitch
Oh.
width, stitch length, and it corresponds to this here.
Oh, clever.
So
Okay.
it's very straightforward to
Yes.
use.
Oh, that's excellent. Good. And then down the bottom, the ones down the bottom, they're just your
It's a quick
go-to,
return.
yeah,
So it's
go-to
brilliant.
stitches.
You've been doing some decorative work and you think, oh God, I don't want to go all the way back through. Just press number 1 and you're back at number 1.
Nice.
10 for your zigzag. And again, if you're going through to a higher stitch, so if we're going to 22 now, if I press number 12,
You're part way there.
I'm halfway there. I'm over halfway there.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. Good, good, good.
Don't forget-
Before we start doing that, I need to very quickly recap the fabrics for you because they're going bonkers.
I bet they are. Have we got enough for us?
I don't
We'll take those on later.
Price is crazy, isn't it? So for $11.95, you can get 2 meters of fabric. Do you want to see? It's your neutral solids. They are going absolutely crazy. So $11.95, QNGC 58. Producer Paul says, if it's in your basket, please check it out. 1 p&p per day, so you don't have to worry about that. So even when you add the sewing machine later, you're not going to pay more than $2.95 per day. I like that. I like that a lot. Did you do the embroidery machine this morning?
We did,
Ooh,
yes.
nice.
I know. It is nice.
Ooh, decisions, which to have.
both.
Now we've also got those deep primaries for you as well. Don't forget those deep primaries. These are ones that when you need them, you need them.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily ones that you think you're going to need, but when you need them, when you get that fabric and it's got that hint of purple or that little flash of blue or flash of yellow, you need it. And there it is, ready for you, ready and waiting. For $11.95, pop it in your stash. We're all shocked at that price, Producer Paul. We are shocked at that price. There is a nice little saving on there because we've bundled them. VGGC81, happy days.
They are.
Under £12.
You can't go wrong with that, can you? None of those. Just keep them in your little stash and you'll use them very quickly, probably.
Now, stitch
where
number
we?
22.
Stitch number
which is
22.
22. Oh,
so
nice.
we have got this little decorative one here.
I like that you've got all the stitches there,
Yeah,
so
and
I
it
don't
does
have
show
to
you.
try and find
No.
my manual
No,
wherever that
you
is.
haven't at all. So we are going needle down. Okay. And now we will just start sewing.
Off it goes.
Again, I've got the satin stitch foot on, so it's got that little space underneath because it's quite a decorative, quite a heavy stitch.
And so it's going to just
So it's going
glide
to go
over the
it.
top.
This is fabulous in variegated thread, this stitch.
That's great, isn't it? You can see that going through. What are you stitching into then?
This is just felt I've used with an iron-on backing.
And
But
again, no problem going
no
through with
problem
that
whatsoever. And you would normally say you'd normally use whatever fabric you're using on. If you were using it on a single layer, you would automatically, with a decorative stitch, I would always stabilise a single layer of fabric
Right.
unless it was very, very heavy, and even then I'd sort of do it, because it just gives that little bit of body and stability to carry that heavy stitch and look really nice.
If you were embroidering by hand, you would put it over a...
stretch it over a hoop, wouldn't you?
So it's kind of giving that same effect. That's lovely. Lovely, beautiful. Now, if you joined us at 8 o'clock, we had stabiliser starter kits and all sorts of things in there. Now, that was incredibly popular. Oh, we've not had this on before. This is good, isn't it?
It's a brilliant starter kit. If you're just starting, if you bought the embroidery machine this morning, I would recommend to get that, because you've got a massive range of stabilisers in there. You've got a fabulous book that tells you what they all do, and they're nice, usable size pieces.
That has always been my thing. It's like, I want to use a stabiliser, but I don't. I don't really know which one which. That's brilliant. So that's your stabiliser starter kit. Actually, at a great price anyway. Whether it's a starter kit or not, it could just be a booster.
Sometimes you might only want a small
$11.95.
piece of a type of stabiliser. You've always got it on hand.
Hey, that's fab, isn't it? Nice. Great prices today.
It's very good prices today.
Yeah.
You should come more often.
Friday to you too, yes.
Definitely. So that is your nice little decorative stitch there.
So a gorgeous straight stitch, just plain, does what it says, and then, so from
little
plain
decorative
to
stitch.
pretty, in one simple step. Lovely. Very good. Ooh, let's pick another.
Which one would you like?
I would like, the hearts. Number 27, please.
It's so easy to change.
Isn't it easy to
Very
change?
easy. And again, leave your satin stitch foot on, put the needle in.
So when you're doing a decorative stitch, will you always use that satin stitch foot?
Yeah, I always
so
pop
that's
it on.
why it's coming with the machine.
Yes, because I say it's got that little space underneath, and it allows that bulk of thread to move through nice and freely, so you're not distorting it, and you're still going to get a lovely quality
look
stitch.
at that. So whether you are appliquing, these decorative stitches mean that if you're quilting and you want to add a little bit of, just a little bit of something, bit of something, whether you're just making it a cushion or whether you're just decorating a little top or something that you bought, you want to personalise it, make it your own, then it's there for you. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Hey, that's good, that is, isn't it?
But because we've used that foot, you've got that really good quality on the finished stitch.
Let me show you that.
It's very nice.
Now, if you've got any questions at all for Jayne, make the most of her. She's here today, so let's make the most of Jayne. And to get in touch, you can email the studio or message the studio. It's entirely up to you. If you are on the internet, let's have a look at the website. So you have to go and watch us first, and then underneath there's a little box that says message to studio. So if you've got a quick message, then just type that in. If you've got a whole story to send us, then you're going to have to email, and that's studio@sewingquarter.com. And then underneath is everything that we've had on sale today.
Fabulous.
Well, that's left in stock.
Yeah, lots of lovely books earlier.
Yeah, we've got some more books coming up.
Don't
so there's
say
your
that.
Yeah, sorry.
No more books.
They're very tempting, aren't
They
they?
are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all sorts going. There you go. There are our solids at an incredible price. And are you making the most of the fact that we've matched the colours with the thread? I hope you are, because for less than £6 for all those threads, happy days.
So with the machine,
like to do next?
With the machine, while you're sewing, so I love doing applique, you can actually alter the size and the width of the stitches you're sewing as well, so you can get some extra decorative effects in.
Oh, nice.
So you're not tied to just stopping and then changing it. So if I go on to, I'll go to stitch number 28, which is the next one, which is a little bit of an applique one. So if I press that down now, it's telling me the width is 3.5 and the length is 2.5.
Yes.
To me, I'd probably get the width. I'm going to slow it down a little bit so we can see. So it's going to my lovely applique.
Oh, this is like a faux blanket stitch.
Yes, look. So I'm going to take that down, probably to 1.5. And take it down again. It's not going to go any bigger than 2.5, but I can make it slightly narrower. And it's lovely because you can do that as you're sewing, no problem at all.
Oh, look at that. So as you're not even having to stop, so you alter that.
So you can get some really nice decorative effects.
Oh, lovely.
And again, when you're doing your applique stitches then, you've got that ability to set it at what you want. Pop a little note on there what you've got it set at, so you know you're always going to get exactly the same size stitch.
Brilliant.
When you go
I
back.
like that because blanket stitch is one of those things that firstly mine are never very even, and secondly it takes forever. So the fact that I've got this on my machine to do, brilliant.
And you've got 4 different types as well.
So there we've made them closer together, further apart, longer, shorter, all sorts going on. Hey, it's good.
Yes. You've got some lovely decoratives as well. If you like doing crazy quilting, there's some really nice stitches on here for that.
Show me some
So
crazy
you can
quilting.
do, so
Everyone
I
loves
would
a spot of
probably
crazy
go.
quilting. What do you like to do, Jane? What's your favourite?
I quilt.
You're a quilter.
Quilter soft furnishings, so I used to teach. So
Nice.
I'm getting to dressmaking a little bit now, but primarily that's what I do. When I get time, which unfortunately isn't very often these days.
Well, you're busy.
If I could quilt while I was
lady.
driving, it would be fabulous.
No, yeah.
It would be absolutely great. So stitch thread, it looks a little bit, I suppose, a bit of a herringbone type stitch, but this will be fabulous across some decorative fabrics where you've done your crazy patchwork, and it just sit on the seam with it. And again, you've got a little arrow in the middle of the foot, which is where the centre is. So if you've got a drawn line on it, you can just follow that so you know it's really even.
It looks like, you know, when you've had fresh snow and the birds have walked across the snow. It sort of looks like that, doesn't it? This machine has got everything that you need, hasn't it? Unless you're going into an absolute specialisation of your embroidery or something like that, then this machine is great. It's got everything that you need and more.
It has.
So we've got, how many? Three different...
You've got 3 different buttonholes.
Yeah.
You've got your darning there. You've got your elastic zigzags.
Oh, the darning. Can you show us the darning? Because this is brilliant. So, number 9 is your darning stitch. So when you've ripped, as I invariably do, your jeans, you can darn it. You can do it with a fancy coloured stitch if you want. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stitch to have on there.
So it is good. So, and again, you've got all your little scallops on here. These look a little bit like mock smocking, I suppose, don't they? If you're looking at some of these, 44, 45, 46. Again, that's quite a nice little circular one. You could butt that up together.
Oh, actually, but yeah, before we look at the darning, let's have a look at number 50. You know, we've had a lot of the times we've used a beautiful fabric by Joel Dewberry, and it's tiny little hexagons, and it looks like it's come out of the most beautiful beehive.
I know which one you mean.
This is sort of like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pam's messaged in. Hello, Pam. Can it be used without the foot control?
This one, no, you can't. You've got your reverse, your lock stitch, you need look down. This one can't. Other models can, so it's just if you don't want to use the foot control, then just look at the different models. The 680 definitely can.
680, yes.
Yes, this one can't.
Was that the one that you looked at this morning?
No, we had this was the embroidery on this one. The 680 one is Lucy's favourite.
Yes, it is.
It is, she loves that machine.
It is. She's
it's
not
a
alone.
big quilting machine, yeah. I think it was last week? Was it only last week?
It was last
here?
week, yes.
It wasn't very long. It's been a long time since then. I've been to a lot of different places.
Now, how many stitches a minute will this do at full out speed?
Oh, gosh. They usually go up to between, it depends on the machine model, about 800 probably. So, I mean, that's full speed for it now.
It's going somewhere.
So it's going. With a decorative stitch, I tend to keep it a little bit slower paced.
Well, I love this because that hexagon stitch, you're doing if you're doing, you know, any sort of patchwork, isn't that going to be lovely to do?
It's fabulous on here. And again, you can get a walking foot for these machines. So if you're using a walking foot, though, I wouldn't use that stitch for it because it's asking them. The walking foot is designed to move the fabric forward in conjunction with the feed underneath for your quilt layers. Yes. If I wanted to put that on my quilt fabric, I would probably embellish the fabric first before I pieced it. Yes. Just so that we've got. So that's a really lovely
Let's have a look
stitch.
at that, and then I'm going to, as we've mentioned fabric, I'll go and show you the fabric that we've got on the show today. So that is lovely. I do like that. That's going to work a treat with lots of the fabrics that we sell here. Brilliant. So we've had a whole range so far of fabrics. Look at all of those. Very nice. Now, talking of fabrics, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Over here. Now, which is most favourite? Oh, the bundle for the machine. Here we go. So for those of you buying a fabulous mid-range machine here, the Elna 540 EX sewing machine bundle, you're getting your Gutermann thread in there, 11 thread seam ripper, and your ruler all ready to go. And if you joined us at 8 o'clock, then this was the other option that we had. Now, this is your 820 EX sewing machine, and that is your embroidery. It shouldn't say sewing, it should say embroidery machine. Yeah, we'll change that. But you get your embroidery thread with that because it's an embroidery machine. So if you want to grab that, that's £799. Now, of course, you're going to need something to sew together. So what we've done for you is put those... go neutral. Hey, this is most popular this hour. Look at these. So, look at this. So you've got your charcoal, you've got your latte, you've got your, was that vanilla? Did we decide that was? And then you've got your biscuit. So you've got those four for $11.95. This is incredible value on fabric. 2 meters of fabric for under £12. Yes, please. Normally our ones are like $15.95. That's amazing. Grab it while you can. Those neutrals you're going to use. There's no doubt about it. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but you will use it. And you'll see a project on here, maybe it's some of the Tilda toys or something like that, and you'll go, yes, I've got a colour for that, I've got a plain for that, it's all sorted. Now, a lot of you as well going for the matching threads. We've done the hard work, you just need to pop it in your basket. So you've got your grey there, you've got the browns, you've got a sort of a biscuity colour and a cream colour, all to match that bundle. We've specifically done it to match this, and it is just $5.95. We've got beige, is that right? Beige, off-white, coffee, and grey. There are your colours in there. Possibly not in that order, but they're all in there. TCGC76, or if you're in any doubt, just give our free phone customer number a call, which is 0800 112 4433, and they will be happy and ready to help. It's in the UK, and they are all there, ready and waiting. Now, that's our neutrals bundle. We've also got for you deep primaries. Love this. I'm actually very taken with that blue and the corn. So you've got real purple, marine blue, love that shade. Then you've got your maize, and it's that cornfield, isn't it? And then you've got green. Has that got a special name? Grass. Oh, grass. There you go. Grass green. Well, that's it. Yeah. And then, of course, if you want to match your threads, we've got that as well. So we've got the names on these. We've got purple, we've got blue, yellow. Is that they don't have fancy names? That's it. Just say what you see. Purple, blue, yellow, and green. That's what we've got for you there. $5.95 in your primary coloured Gutermann threads there. QMGC94. We'd love to hear from you if you've got any questions for Jayne whatsoever. There isn't such a thing as a silly question. If you're asking, then lots of people are thinking the same. We've had a question from Sue. What does Sue say? The 540. Does the feed dog drop for motion embroidery? Let's go and ask Jayne.
Yep.
It does.
It does
You
indeed.
can drop those feed dogs. Always makes me laugh. The fact that there's something on there called a feed dog.
It's quite logical when you think about it, because these little teeth, they come up and they're feeding the fabric through.
Yes. Yes,
So
it's these
it's
parts here.
these
They
little
are your
bits here.
feed dogs.
So if I wind that towards me, you'll see them moving, and that's what feeds the fabric through.
Yes.
For
And gives it that nice even feed.
It does, and working with the walking foot on top, that gives you that nice feed for your layers. Not
So
necessarily
that's
just
the top.
quilting. If you were doing like heavy coats, curtains, anything like that, anything with more than a couple of layers, you will get to the end quite often. There's an extra inch on the top.
Right.
We've all done it, but with the walking foot, that won't happen because it's taking that fabric through all at the same time.
As
It's not pushing on the top. Yeah.
Okay, let's drop those feed dogs.
So first of all, you can free arm on this.
Oh, nice.
So if you're a dressmaker, get your
Your
trouser
sleeves,
legs,
yeah.
sleeves, insetting your sleeves, even on the top of
So
bags.
when you are blind hemming your trousers, just take
that off and roll them around. It's really quick and easy. On the back here, you'll see there's a little...
Oh, yeah,
it's actually hidden by the...
Just there.
There we go. Just slide that across. And
And we've lost the feed
the
dogs.
feed's going. You can hear them go down. What I will say, when you put them back up again, a lot of people, because they drop down instantly, a lot of people think they're going to pop back up instantly.
They have to go through a cycle.
They have to go through the cycle, and then they'll just pop back into play, and you're fine. I get so many people who go, I think my machine's broken. I'm too frightened.
But you know what? That's the thing, is that we're all worried that we're going to break our machine. Just try it. You probably haven't.
No, but it's just then, just pop it back across.
No, but you have actually touched upon something. You say, you get lots of phone calls from people.
I do a lot of exhibitions and shows, and that's usually when I speak to a lot of people.
If you have any questions about this machine when you get it home, who
do?
Perfect.
For it.
Perfect. We've got a message. Is it coming down on? I've got this here. Are we putting
No,
it
it's
through
not,
onto-
it's not working on there.
Oh, it's from an email. Okay. So who is it? Oh. How many decorative stitches, and is there an alphabet? is the question.
There's no alphabet on here.
Right.
Okay. The decorative stitches, you probably start from about number 22 and go up. The first ones I would class as utility, but equally, a lot of these stitches I have used in the past with some nice threads, and you can get some beautiful decorative effects with them. So you're not tied just by what they class as
Producer Paul is saying, hang on, what about number 5? That's like the Harry Potter stitch.
That's the thing. We always call it the lightning stitch.
Yeah,
it's for jersey and stretchy fabrics.
Okay.
So it gives you that elasticity.
But
so
you
it's not
could
gonna
use
snap.
it if you wanted...
If I'm doing a decorative top stitching on something, or if I'm making a bag and I want to put something on, I've got some nice thread, I will often use that because you get a lot more definition with it.
Oh, nice.
In fact, I'll put it on and I'll do it in a minute. We'll do a straight stitch, or I'll put it next to, and you can see the extra definition that you get.
I see what you've done while I was busy looking at fabrics.
I was having a little sneak.
Hey, now look at this. So
foot.
firstly, you've tidied everything up. Thank you very much. Looks very pretty. This is your darning. Now, the number of times that I didn't know, I've looked at this machine, didn't know this was on here. What does this darning stitch do? It's such a handy one to have.
I mean, you can use it for decorative if you want to.
Yeah.
It's equally. If you've got a little hole in something, match your thread, a little bit of stabiliser underneath, a little quick darn on top. I think we don't darn anything anymore, do we? We don't mend anything, a lot of people. So you get a little hole and you think, oh, just going to get a new one. Pop your darning stitch on, it saves yourself a fortune.
Do you know, we had a guest on the other day, she's like, no, and she'd come in, and obviously, you know, they come from far and wide, our guests, and she had exactly that, she had a little hole, a little pull, and, you know, she'd obviously caught it on something, on a zip or something, little hole, that would have done the trick.
That's perfect for her. Yeah.
Would have done the trick, and then she wouldn't have worried for the whole hour.
And you use that, I'll pop it on again, we'll do another one.
Go on,
use it with, let me just make sure.
Oh, Tim would like stitch 47.
Take up for stitch 47, oh, very nice.
Hey?
We'll do that one in. Should we do that one first?
Oh, well, hang on. Will we...
We'll do stitch 47 first.
Okay.
Or do you want to do the darning stitch or the lightning stitch?
Oh,
Choice.
Choice. It would be a darn shame not to do the lightning stitch.
Buttonhole foot. Buttonhole foot on it. So again, you've still got that same width. If you've got a little tiny hole, you can take it shorter.
Right.
You get it longer. Do it like that.
And you can just pop your button in there when you do...
That's for doing your buttonholes, but you also use this for your darning stitch.
Do you?
You do indeed.
Ooh.
So if you want something quite tiny, a little hole, and it works on the same principle as your button. I'll pop that on. I've got a little bit of thread caught there. I don't want to catch that.
I didn't realise you had to use that foot for it.
Pop the foot on. Because you pull your buttonhole down, as you would normally.
Now, don't forget to pull
put
that
the D
down.
lever down. Otherwise,
what's it called?
It's called a D lever. So you've got a number D on it somewhere.
Right.
And that then, when you're sewing, when it touches the back here,
Yeah.
it knows that that's the length of the button, and it stops and comes back again for you. But this one is fabulous. Just pop it down. I'm going to keep hold of this. Take a little. Normally, again, you tidy all your threads up when you're doing this at home.
That's right.
So put foot on pedal. And we haven't changed the stitch, have we?
Oh no,
I've been playing with it.
It would really help.
It would really help if we put the right
if we
stitch
put
on, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So,
should we start again?
we'll start again.
Rewind.
We'll edit that a bit
Let's
later.
rewind. The joy of live TV. No one noticed. It's fine.
It's fine.
So we're going to do
back to
darning
number 9.
stitch, which is your number 9.
Number 9. I'm going to put that on.
What stitch were we doing?
Number 9. If you look, it's this one, and it looks like a little, and it's literally just taking it back and doing a really close straight stitch for you.
Oh, now Anne's got a question, actually about another machine, but that's okay because Jayne is a fount of all knowledge. On the 680, is there a darning option?
I will say yes. I'll be very surprised if there wasn't, because it's on most machines.
It's the
as
next
standard.
step up, isn't it?
It is. So you've got a lot more buttonholes.
You wouldn't not have it when you put it on this.
You wouldn't not have it, and you've also got your wider range of buttonholes on there as well. So that is our little darn finished.
Hey,
if you've got a wider patch to do, you can you see how you've got the edges slanted, so you can just tidy it along and start there.
Yeah.
And so it automatically adjusts itself, so you can have a big long darn.
Oh, that's clever.
There we go.
That's very clever, because so often, and actually, on jeans at the moment, it's very fashionable to have a sort of a darned patch, isn't it?
It is. Oh, holes. I don't do holes on jeans. I cannot bring myself to buy a pair of jeans with holes in, I'm sorry. Maybe it's my age, I don't know.
Very fashionable. Very
They
trendy.
are, I know.
But you see, I've bought a pair of jeans before now that just has that sort of, little area.
They do. They sort of rough it up a little bit and then darn over the top of it. Yeah.
I can do my own.
Got your free arm on there, so
Yeah,
off you go.
off it goes. Brilliant. Okay. Now, Tim wanted stitch number 47. If you've just joined us, good morning. We are looking at the 540EX sewing machine. We've bundled it with some Gutermann thread, so you are truly ready to go. You've got 11 different threads there, which are coming for free, and a seam ripper and a little guide as well, all coming to you, £449. Elna, of course, is a very well-established brand, isn't it?
It is.
Been going for years and years and years.
That's over 75 years now.
Because one of their first machines is even, the Lotus, is even in a museum somewhere, isn't it, in America?
New York Museum of Modern Art, the little Lotus, and there's still a lot of ladies using those. It's a little tiny machine. It was the first really portable machine, and the sides just fold up.
So seamstresses would have taken it with them,
taken it around them when they're working. Yes. Yeah, and I think you'll find as well Elna were the first company to introduce a stretch stitch for all your stretchy fabric. So they've been very innovative, over the years. So we're now on stitch number 47, which is that nice one.
So this is for Tim, this is for you, this is your stitch.
For you.
It shall henceforth be known as Tim's stitch.
Yeah, and again, when you're sewing, you can put some curves in if you want to as well. You don't have to. If you're doing decorative, you can go round and just put some gentle curves in.
So you just edge that machine, fabric
just do
round.
it really carefully. And again, when I'm doing a decorative stitch, I never put the machine on full speed. So I think it's an awful lot of work. So I like to just go about a mid-speed with it when I'm finished. It'll always finish the pattern repeat for you before it stops as well, which is lovely. If you don't want it to, you can just take your foot off the pedal as you would normally.
Brilliant. So if you want it to do the pattern repeat, what do you do?
You can just carry on sewing. If you press the lock stitch, it will finish that pattern repeat for you before it stops. It's the lock stitch.
So if you just take your foot off because you've got to the end and you don't want it
to go any further, it will stop.
Take your foot
it will
off.
Just stop. But if you want to tie it off, you just put some little tiny stitches in place.
You can see that actually. I don't know how close we can get, but you can see that stitch there, marginally thicker, and that's your lock stitch. And it's did it at the start as well. Look, there and there. That is not going anywhere. Perfect. And we did that so we could. That's not that the stitch is wonky.
No,
so
we had a little wobble,
a little meander around. Yeah. Awesome. What's next?
Lightning stitch.
Oh, the lightning stitch. This is for producer Paul, big Harry Potter fan.
Again, it's like decorative threads. It is designed for stretch fabrics, but like a lot of stitches, you can multi-purpose them if you want to. There's always a different way, and because it's going.
And you'll notice that Jayne's just flicking through all the different stitches so easily. Look at that.
And that,
now,
if you see.
Nice.
There we go. So you can see you've got a lot more definition. If I'm doing decorative, that's got a lot more. You can see the little zigzag on it, if we can get it really close. But that, to me, has got a lot more definition than the straight stitch. So it gives you a really nice effect.
Look at that. That's lovely,
isn't it? It's designed for stretchy fabric, so if you stretch it, you've got a
and
bit of elasticity.
It's so that you can stretch without that rip, that awkward rip when you sit down or you just...
Oops. I think something's gone wrong here.
Fab. Excellent. So all of these with this fabulous little machine. It's lightweight and portable as well, isn't it? If you're going off to do quilting, retreats or classes or anything like that, this is the perfect bundle for you. £449, you're saving nearly £20 with this. So that means you're getting that thread in there for free, effectively. It is EKGC 41, and it is the Elna 540EX. Now, this is a sewing machine. Now, if embroidery is your thing, and you missed 8 o'clock, then this is the bundle. So many came in to watch this work. Yeah. So many people just came into the gallery. Poor old producer Paul is crowded up there. Very crowded. But this is a fabulous machine as well. And you're getting 28 spools of that thread in there as well. Now, our price there is $799. You're saving nearly £50 in there because that metal thread is gorgeous.
It's fabulous.
Oh, the
shine on there. It's got a beautiful sheen on it.
Fab.
Lovely range of colours in the box as well.
Nice. So if you're after that, you see, this is the thing, isn't it? You have that is dedicated to your embroidery, and then you can still be sewing and stitching and doing your decorative stitching with this machine. The two just go hand in hand.
They do.
Beautifully. And of course, because this does what it does it so well. And then the embroidery machine dedicated to embroidery does embroidery really well, rather than having one that sort of tries to all sing, all dance.
Yeah.
dedicated to their jobs.
It is.
Perfect.
Same with your embroidery. You can just sort of set it off. It'll stop when you want to change colours. Off you go. Carry on sewing. Or
So you
ironing,
can, be
quilting,
sat there
do
doing
whatever
two
you-
things at once.
Yeah.
Ladies, we know how to
Multitasking.
multitask.
We do.
Yes, yes, we do.
The other one I said I'd show you was stitch number 3, which is surprised how many people don't realise it's on their sewing machine.
The what is, sorry?
Stitch 03. So it will. You said,
What is it?
You said about doing the reverse at the start and end. So this stitch, I'm going to...
Is that what that does?
It does indeed.
I never knew that.
Yep. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to pop...
Hang on. So
it's going
if you
forward
don't-
3, and it's going to stop now and come back for me. And then I'll speed it up a little bit.
So you don't have to worry about going backwards and forwards. It's going to do it for you. And
So
then what
I'm-
happens when I finish?
Press the reverse button, and it'll automatically do it again for you. So if you just
I
want
like
to do
that.
there are times
That's
when you do
brilliant.
need to do that. So you haven't got to worry, and it sews
That's
perfect
stitch
on
number
there.
3.
Stitch
So
03.
when we say do a little holding stitch backwards and
do that
forwards, and stitch number 3 does it. Look, backwards and forwards, 3 stitches, front and end.
It's fine. So you can just do your seam, hit the reverse button and let go, and it will automatically do it again for you at the end.
Oh, I like that.
It will do the same with the lock stitch off as well. So you can set
Nice.
it onto number 4. So it will lock stitch at the beginning.
Oh, is that what number?
That's
Oh,
what
let's show number
number
4.
four is.
That's
Number
what number
four
4.
will do that.
I didn't know. I've never used those because I didn't really know what they did.
And these are just your
that's
basics.
brilliant.
These are your lovely basic stitches that we can start with. So it's going to lock stitch at the beginning for me. And
Oh,
off
that's
it goes.
good.
And again, we get to the end, slow it down, press the lock stitch, and it'll do it again. So you
Yes.
haven't got to worry about anything coming unravelled.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Freedom.
I didn't know. I didn't know why we had basically 4 straight stitches. I was like, great, it's got 4 straight stitches. But that's why. So you've got your straight stitch, you've got forward and back at the beginning and end, so that it's all held in place. But if you want it just, maybe you're a quilter and you don't want that repeat, you just want it locked. You see that is 3 little stitches. Excellent. There we go. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I like this a lot. It's coming with the feet that you need. All these little things, they do add up, don't they?
They do.
Things like your zip foot, that's coming with it. You've got your satin stitch foot. Oh, now someone asked about doing a rolled hem.
We haven't got the rolled hem for. When I was on last time, a lady phoned in and I said, next time I do that machine, I will do a rolled hem for her because the foot comes with that machine.
So that's
we
the
haven't
other
got
machine.
the big machine.
Okay.
I
But
haven't
you've got
forgotten.
a quarter of an inch foot that you need to get separately. Now, but what's
Over
this?
edge foot.
Over edge. Oh, can we show the over edge?
The over edge foot. So we're going to stitch number 12 for this. Stitch number 12.
This will be the last stitch that we have time for, but this was a revelation for me. If you don't have an overlocker but you want that professional finish to the edge of your work, this is the one to get. Now, which stitch will we need to use?
I'm on
with
stitch
this?
number 12 here, but
Okay.
it will tell you in the book you can do more than one stitch.
Okay.
I tend to start off very slowly, and there's a little guide on the foot here that you butt the edge of the fabric
Right.
up to.
Yes.
And take that really slowly.
Now,
Put my needle in.
stitch number 12
That's
for
number
this.
12.
Now, what you'll notice is there is, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little metal thing that it's going to
There's 2 little wires. That keeps the edge of your fabric flat.
Right.
So the thing to remember is when you've finished, don't pull it off to the side because you will bend them eventually or
Oh,
break them.
okay.
Just slide it off the back. It's literally
Didn't
a
know
few
that.
millimetres.
Oh, excellent.
Because it's
so
sewing.
this, look at that shot as well. Look at that. So you can see the feed dogs going up and down there.
Can you see where it's coming over now?
And then it's just going to,
So by the time it's going
encase that edge.
over the
Oh, what a
edge.
shot. Do you know what? Kudos there for our
Certainly is.
director and cameraman there. Well done. Good job.
So it really is just a nice way to neaten the edges if you haven't got an overlocker.
Excellent. Do you know when you get your machine, £2.99 P&P,
It's fabulous,
£2.95
isn't it?
rather. That's it done.
Yep.
And then you can throw in as many things as you want off the later shows or whatever. Oh yeah, look at that! You can really see it. Hang on.
We want to go back
Look
again?
at that.
Should I carry on?
Can we have that last shot back?
I'll just carry on and we can carry
We have
on
that.
with it.
Yeah. Look, so you can see it wrapping around the edge.
Just the tiny little wires, and it's just covering that edge for you, so it's really well enclosed and it's not going to fray out.
Brilliant. Can I take that off and show that?
Yep.
That would be lovely.
So needle up. So again, as I said, just
Brilliant.
take it slightly. It's only a couple of millimetres.
Yeah.
But you will break your foot if you're not careful.
So If you have a material that is liable to fray, you can now over edge it with confidence. There you go, you see, so it's just gone over the edge there. That's brilliant that you can see that. What an excellent function to have on this machine. It's got everything that you need without being too much and just, you know, bamboozling you. This is a fabulous mid-range machine that's got all the functions that you need day in, day out. If you just excellent machine. £449 with some free thread. Thank you so much for showing us.
Where's the hour gone to again?
I don't know. I will have a look around and find it
for me.
But before we go, I'm going to go look at those fabrics. I expect to see you dashing off to go and buy them because they're amazing value. So come with me. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
I will see you very soon. Step this way, step this way. I don't want anyone to miss out on these. If you do have these fabrics in your basket, please do check them out. I don't want you to miss out because the neutrals have been incredibly popular this hour. And here's why. It's 2 meters of material for £11.95. So under £12 for 2 meters of fabric, half a meter of each of these. These are ones to just have in your stash, ready to go. So they are there, no questions asked, bish bash bosh, whenever you need that grey that just goes with so many things. When you just need that, just that little different thing. Maybe you're toy making, these are great flesh colours, but they're also great neutrals. Mix them in. We've never seen a price point quite like this for a bundle. We're not quite sure if it's right, but who cares? Get it while you can. £11.95. QNGC 58. We've got the thread that goes with it. Check out the website for it. Let me show you the other fabric bundle because these are the sort of colours that when you need them, you need them. And if you don't have them in your stash, you probably won't have anything similar either. So just grab them. That purple, you see, we had that batik on in the middle of the week. And that, you see, was lined in that beautiful purple. But you see, look at that. Look at that blue. It's such a gorgeous shade. And then you've got the corn there, and then you've got your grass green there. £11.95 again. VGGC 81. Excellent. And then we've got the threads that go with it as well. So here we go. So this is your sewing machine. Let's just show you the sewing machine. If you're grabbing this today, it's only £2.95 P&P, and you can pop as much as you like in your basket. It's only ever going to be £2.95 P&P all day. So £449 there, saving £19.95. Now, if you joined us at 8 o'clock and you're after a dedicated embroidery machine, it says sewing machine. It's not, it's an embroidery machine, then grab that. And you're also getting nearly £50 worth of your poly sheen thread, which is beautiful from Metler. Great. So whatever sort of sewing takes your fancy, we've got a machine for you. We like to show you the full range, and we will be working our way through them all. So from the basic all the way through and everything in between. Right, stay with me. I've got books next, and I'll see you in a minute.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
So we're going to show you how to do a backstitch. Now a backstitch is a great one to use when you haven't got a sewing machine available, but you need to repair or fix a garment. And the backstitch is a really strong stitch to do that with. So I'm going to be using embroidery thread here so you can see what I'm doing, and I have put a knot in the end. First of all, you need to start with the wrong side of the fabric first. So I'm just going to place my needle through to bring it through to the front. And then you're going to go backwards. So I'm going to do quite big stitches here so you can see what I'm doing. So that's the first stitch. Now this time you're going to come and bring your needle through, but the same distance as your stitch. And then you're going to go into the first hole that you came out. And then go back through to the back. And then I'm going to come all the way over again, the same distance. And then through again, and just keep repeating that process. So this is my final stitch now. So as you can see, there's my row of back stitches, and if I just turn that over for a second, you can see that it's almost as if it's double stitched along the back. So you can see it's a really secure stitch to do when you haven't got a sewing machine to hand.
Join us on Saturday the 6th of May when Mandy Shaw will be back to showcase her wonderful range of kits and projects. Mandy has gone back to her roots with this show, bringing us a fabulous quilt kit, lots of inspirational projects, and look out for Polly the Rag Doll, who's making her debut. Of course, Mandy will be providing her usual hints, tips and guidance, and lots of fun. So, join Mandy Shaw on Saturday the 6th of May at 8 AM and 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter!
Welcome back. Now this hour we've got fabric and books, so everything that you need. Today has been a real day of, have a learn, see what the machines do. We've had 2 different machines on, and then stock up on your fabrics, get your inspiration with your books, have a look through, see what you want, so that when you've got a day, when you've got a spare couple of hours or something and you really want to go, then you've got your books there to flick through, you've got your fabric ready for those projects, and that's what we've got for you today. So where to start? Let's go fat quarters. Let's do that. We love a fat quarter bundle. Sometimes we even open them up and use them rather than just looking at them being all pretty on the shelf. This is one of our most popular ones, and this is the reason for why. This is your, I think it's autumn berry or winter berry. Oh, berry floral here. So, hang on, this is berry floral, that's it. So you've got 2 different florals there, but the joy of this is that you get coordinating solids that go with it. Very difficult sometimes to get exactly the right shade, but we've done it here, okay? So on this one here, you've got the grey, sort of grey purple. You see, it's difficult to describe, but you see, then you've got the blue that's going to go with that. Over here as well, you can mix and match these colours through. So all of these work beautifully together. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go, 6 fat quarters there for $14.95. And so if whatever you're doing, whether you want to have the solids for your linings, whether you're patchworking, perfect for that. Now let's have a look, because we've got a sort of softer coloured bundle over here for you. This gives you some spots in there as well, and your florals. It's called floral dots. Yes, because, that's what it does. So again, 6 fat quarters again through here. But this time, because we've got lots of different florals in there, you've got different sizes. So if you're patchworking, then that's going to be an absolute treat. You've got your larger prints, you've got your smaller ones, and then you've got your dots in there as well. So a very pretty bundle to go for. It's kind of a classic, isn't it? $14.95, GPGQ27. And then we've got, because we can do this for you, we've got some beautiful, stunning designer fabrics. This is your Amy Butler, and then we've found a coordinating plain for you. So let's have a look first of all at the Amy Butler. Now this is sold by the ½ meter. Let me show you this. Oh, this is a meter of it, so you'll get half this amount unless you want a meter, in which case you just put 2 in the quantity. There aren't many places. You'd have to actually get up and go somewhere to get your fabric by the ½ meter increment, but there it is. It's a very striking pattern, that, isn't it? Isn't that fabulous? Yeah, Look at those colours. It's bold, but it's warm. There's a beautiful warmth to this. And so if you want to do that, and maybe if you want to edge it, so that there is $6.95, QZRW50, then we've got a solid that's going to match that and edge it. And then in a second, we're going to go and meet Jenny Fox-Proves, who's waiting in the wings with many a book to tell us about. This is the plain that we've matched it with. So maybe, you know, you're making something beautiful out of there, but you just want to edge your line, then this is it. By the ½ metre there, $3.25, and that is your deep orchid, GTMY 62. Yeah, fabulous. Now, all the way up from Bristol is the very lovely Jenny Fox-Proves. Hello. Now, you do editory type things,
Editory type things, yes I do. Yes, so I was explaining before, I'm the senior editor over 2 quilting magazines. So we have Today's Quilter.
Yes.
And we also have Love Patchwork and Quilting. So one's for the more experienced quilter, one's for people who are just beginning maybe into modern quilting. But I'm just mad for fabric, mad for magazines, mad for books.
So you are the lady in the know, what's on trend, what we need, where to start as well.
Yes.
This is it, this is perfect. So when you get that time to get sewing, let's have a look at some of the books. Now these are your choices, aren't they? Yes, let's have a little look at these. Where do we start?
Well, I'm cheating slightly because this was a sewing hour and we did quilting prep. I thought, getting a little bit more patchwork and quilting. This first book, Pretty Little Patchwork, it's adorable, and I would call this my, oh my goodness, I need to make somebody a gift. I've got lots of little scraps of fabric. What can I do quickly and easily? And this is the answer. This is the answer to your prayers.
What, under £8?
Yes.
The prices today have been a bit amazing, haven't they?
I know.
That's excellent.
I know, it's brilliant value.
JHMZ98. This is your Pretty Little Patchwork book. What's inside? What can we expect?
You can expect lots and lots. In fact, 32.
Yes.
But there are always more ideas whenever books often say, oh, there's 32 projects. There's loads more inspiration as well. But small projects that you can make from small bits of fabric, which is what I think is wonderful. So it's perfect for patchworkers, Pretty Little Patchwork, but it's also excellent for anybody who just sews and has a scrap stash, who loves to use up their fabric, who loves to make people those handmade gifts.
Yes.
But doesn't always have the ideas or have the time. This is kind of your, right, I need to match a gift to a friend. What should I do?
Oh, look, just nice little things like hangers. How many times, especially those special occasion gowns and suits and things like that, they sit on the hanger and they get dusty on the top.
Oh, horrible.
That puts the end to that, doesn't it?
Yes.
Brilliant.
And it's lovely, yes, and it covers up if you've got those sort of horrible wire hangers, that's perfect.
They always
for
come
those,
back from the dry cleaners on.
Yes, and they don't get tangled up as well. So things like that. So there's things for your home, such as coasters. These are like a brilliant kind of new home gift for somebody. I always think are really sweet. I want somebody, I'm moving house soon, so I want somebody to make me some of these. Would be rather
if only
nice.
we knew people that sewed.
I know,
yes.
who could I ask? One of my favourite projects from this, actually, because we all love making little bags and pouches and things, is this little project here, which is just utterly adorable. And I think the photography is lovely as well, mainly because it gives you ideas for how to pull your fabric together, because we all have such an eclectic scrap stash.
Yes.
That this kind of gives you the confidence to pull all those different prints and colours together.
Perfect.
So what you'll find is, as well, so even if you patchwork and if you already patchwork and quilt, then you'll be off with this. You'll be right off, hit the ground running with this book.
But what if I'm new?
If you're new, if you already sew, maybe you're just a beginner to sewing, maybe you're thinking about dabbling in patchwork, this is perfect, because at the front of the book, you have all the basic techniques, even things like how to use a rotary cutter in there, selecting colours, using embroidery.
Excellent.
So everything's in there for you, all in one go.
So there's nothing to be afraid of,
because
I know.
to be afraid of at all.
And I was guilty of this. You know, just oh no, that's a bit beyond me. I'm not up to that. I can't do that bit. But you don't need to be afraid. I mean, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Just how an inexpensive bag.
Yes.
I bought like a calico type bag the other, just like it was just going to be a gift bag.
Yes.
So then appliquing something beautiful on it really makes it stand out.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
That's it. This is all about, so this is as well as things to make from scratch as well. There are plenty of ideas in here to embellish things that you already have.
I love this.
I know.
I really love this. So this is, you bought your fabrics because you love them.
Yeah.
Because you love that colour. So now with the scraps, you can make your own belt.
It's brilliant.
Brilliant.
And this belt, and it's also easy. There's nothing unobtainable here. This belt is just made with very simple metal D-rings that you can get anywhere. It's lovely. And these all be belts, very, very on trend again now.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. So I understand from the young people.
From the young ones.
From the youngsters. They are. And they're so flattering as well. And it was lovely to find a project for one of those in here, because you don't see them very often.
It's lovely, isn't it? Really, very flattering.
And a great way, actually, if you've got more fabric and you really want to show it off, you can make that, so you can make it as dark or as light or as whatever suits your figure.
Nice.
I think that'd be lovely. So yeah,
Very nice.
so wear
all
with
in
your
this
fabric.
book, even down to a sun hat as well. It's all in there. This is brilliant for under £8. $7.95 for your pretty little patchwork book. JHMZ 98. 32 projects in there, but actually so much more.
So much more.
Really
yes.
fabulous. Now, hang on. Where's it gone? Oh, we had it there a second ago. I was after me Odie stuff.
Oh, your Odie coat.
No, it's gone. It's gone. Oh, it'll be coming back in a minute.
Ooh.
But Odie coat is back. Well, just while we're looking at this, Odie coat, if you haven't used this before, it's a bit special. So think of all of your beautiful cotton fabrics that you've got at home, and maybe you've got projects, maybe an outdoor, a door stopper that might get rained on lightly or something like that, or you want to make a wash bag or something like that. This will water resist your fabric, which we like. We like this a lot. Now, it takes an hour to dry for one coat, but you basically slop it on with a brush, and then get your credit card out and push it into the fabric one way, push it into the fabric the other way, so that it's coating the warp and the weft threads, and then that will become water resistant. So $14.95 gets you that. That is going to do an awful lot. Now you can add additional coats. Doesn't make it more water resistant. It just changes the gloss and the effect that you're going to get. Now, I've got a little experiment here.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have to wear the glasses you used to wear in science.
Do I need to stand back?
No, you're all right. Only if you don't want to get wet.
No,
it's fine.
I'm brave.
This is such a magic little thing. Well, I think of it as magic.
It's a little pot of magic.
It is a little pot of magic, because suddenly all those pieces of beautiful material, you can now have it so that it takes on the qualities of oilcloth. It is brilliant. So water-resistant gel is effectively what this is. Now, this was just a normal cotton. Like we've got over there, normal cotton. We wanted to make it into one of those wash bags that you can put your tall shampoos and conditioners in.
Oh,
you know, the ones that always leak.
Yes, always.
Yeah. And you don't want to go everywhere. Here it is. Let me show you. Ha-ha. I've got to have a cloth because it's going to get wet. So, are we ready to watch this just roll down this fabric? Now, you coat the fabric first and then use it. You didn't then just use it like you would normal cotton. But look how it just rolls off. Just rolls off. Done. Whee! Brilliant. And that's what Odie coat does. Very, very clever. Very clever. And then that's it. And now this has been lined. Just lined and sewn as you would a normal bag. Done. You don't have to use a special foot or anything that you might consider if you were sewing actual oilcloth. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just sew it like you would your normal cotton fabric. A brilliant product.
That's clever. That's
absolutely
such a big pot
brilliant
as well.
It is. Do you know what we? Firstly, this has been unavailable for a long time.
Yeah.
We've only just got it back in stock in the last week. But also, one pot has done so many projects for us, and it's halfway through.
Still going.
Yeah, and not only just projects, but it's done like 3 layers.
Yes.
Just so that you could see the intensity. It just gets glossier the more you put on.
Oh,
so if you want it
lovely.
really discreet, put it on and it's water resistant. But if you want that high gloss like you would get with an oilcloth, put extra layers on. Obviously it takes longer to dry. So this is something that maybe you're going to sew tomorrow. do your eau de coat the day before.
Oh, I'd love to use that as well for more just a glossy effect. So if you were patchworking or sewing and some of your fabric was left matte and some of it was gloss, I think that would look lovely as well.
Well, here's the thing. I have a little person who's messy. I'm going to be honest. He's a messy little pup. All those beautiful fabrics that I can't, make him, bibs or anything. Or if I want to do him like a little cape for when he's painting, now I can get the beautiful fabrics that I've got and I can make them water resistant. Producer Paul would even like a painting cape. And he's in his 30s. You're never too old for a painty cape.
No, back to school. Absolutely,
yes. Yes. So all of those gorgeous fabrics, and we have so many beautiful fabrics here. For me, I am in the middle of creating. I love Tilda fabric, not going to lie. Hand up to that. There's no reason why now I can't do one for makeup.
Yeah.
One for my toiletries, and Tilda fabric with an oilcloth finish.
That would be absolutely kind of sumptuous. I can imagine the quality would be lovely.
Because I wouldn't have used it before.
Yeah,
I
you'd be
have
scared. Yeah.
Brilliant little pot of wonderment there. $14.95 MVGQ81. We're going to have to do another show where we show you how easy this is to use. You literally put it on with a brush, get an old store card or something, wipe it on that way, wipe it through that way, and then it's because you've got the threads that go like that.
So
then
you're
it's going to
pushing it into the warp and weft. Nice.
Which is why cut your fabric for your project an inch or so bigger than you need, because it might just move the fabric a little bit as you work it into the warp and the weft threads, but then you are good to go. So easy to use. Add it to your basket and check it out. $14.95. Job done. Brilliant. Back in stock. Enjoy.
Oh, how long have I got? Because I need to order some of that when I get off
I know. And producer Paul won't do it for us. He will not shop for me on air. It's almost like he had another job to do or something.
How rude.
Now, did you have a book that was going to go with the eau de coat that went perfectly?
Yes, because when I was looking at this lovely little book here, it's a little book, it's quite weighty.
Look, I love this. Look at all these tabs in here. This is Home Sewn Home.
Yes, Home Sewn Home by Sally Walton. And what I love about Sally is that she uses really gorgeous vintage and retro style fabrics. She uses new fabrics mixed in with them and so on. So really, this is the perfect kind of, if you like that nostalgic feel.
It's like she's used eau de coat on that, isn't it?
I was talking this morning about this. It's called a spot varnish on books, and it gives you this, picks out things in gloss on covers, and it's just a lovely little touch.
It is, isn't it? But you see, there's no reason why you can't spot varnish your fabrics like you were saying.
Yeah.
So this is your Home Sewn Home. Now, the little bookmarks don't come with it. They're yours.
They're all
What
mine.
have you found?
What
Come on,
have I
there's
found?
quite a few in here.
Well, we've just been, this is an excellent project, actually.
Let's
We've just
just
been
move
talking
that there.
about the old Audi coat.
Yes.
And while I was flicking through this, I found a pattern for this very sweet wash bag.
Ah, perfect.
And this would be, because I think once you have the eau de coat as well, you start looking at projects in your books in a completely different way, because you start to think, actually, I could make that. I could make it water resistant.
Well, I'm now one of those people that I go to shops for inspiration rather than to buy.
Yeah.
Because then I go, oh, okay, then they've done that. And then I go home and make it.
Yes.
And which makes my mum laugh. She said, you sound just like your grandmother. No. Well, when you know how much fabric costs and then you see the price of things in the shop, why wouldn't you make it?
You know, and we've got so many, I
What's
think
this?
all the tricks and tools and materials that we've got now, we can do anything.
Bath cap, we can do a bath cap.
Exactly.
Of course.
So you don't have to sort of buy one of those kind of horrible bath caps or a boring plain one, or you can make your own. And you can embellish it however you want to, you can do whatever you'd like, and then you can make it water resistant as well.
Bath cap, shower cap, call it what you will.
Yeah,
they
you could
are
have
one of
one
those
for
useful little things.
Every day of the week. You can never have enough.
Oh, yes.
Perfect. So there's projects in here for that kind of thing. So it really is with the Home Sewn Home ideas. It's split into rooms of your home.
Oh, lovely.
So it's useful. I love that it's useful things as well that you're making. So, for example, this really sweet jewellery roll.
Oh, lovely.
As well. is just gorgeous.
It's beautifully laid out as well.
Yeah.
You get your cutting list, so you know how much you need. You've got your supplies. It's like a cookery book, isn't it, really?
It is, yeah.
This is what you're making. It looks beautiful. These are the ingredients that you need.
Exactly, and the steps, all your step-by-steps are very clear. So they've laid it out in a really sort of creative way, as if it's almost a scrapbook, but still somehow managed to keep it practical and easy to use.
It's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
It is utterly beautiful. I have to admit, I have a copy at home that I've had for a few months, and I've been really enjoying it. And sometimes I just take it out and look at it. And also,
You see, the boys upstairs in our production gallery, they always laugh at me. Yes, Tim, it is. They say, is it a coffee table book? Well, it is, because it's brilliant. And it is brand new today. It's not been on air before. And it, hang on a minute.
ta-da,
Secret stash.
Secret stash. So at the back,
hang
you
on
have
a
this
minute.
lovely little hidden pocket.
Isn't that beautiful as well?
And inside, you have all your full-size pattern sheets that you need.
Hang on, there are 20 projects. So you're getting 20 patterns for 20
You're getting
projects?
patterns for everything that you need patterns for. So
This is brilliant.
you get everything. So
Look at this. Jenny, this is fab.
I know, and I know how expensive it is as well to be able to, sort of
print off.
on this side of paper.
Well, Jenny, I don't know about you. Maybe you're different to me because you work in a media sort of paper-based industry. But for me, the minute that I have to try and enlarge something or print something onto larger size paper, that's a project that's never going to go. It's going to go on the would be nice to do list, but I always forget to take it to the news agents or whatever. I've got to find. In fact, I don't even know what news agent still does that anymore.
If
you've got to find a printer that does it. So the fact that this is done for you and it works out at 75 pence per project.
Yes.
Hello.
Exactly.
Yes. Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yes. It's got everything you need in there, and it's just. I'm just glad that we've got this in stock, this book now to sell, because it's one of my favourites.
Well, this has been a little while coming, hasn't it? And I know that you sort of been sitting there. You've had this at home, and you've wanted to bring it to wear, and we haven't managed to get hold of it. Finally, it's here. Now, what I would do with these is then just get your baking paper or whatever and just trace those off. Don't necessarily cut into them because they are double-sided, but then they're there, kept beautifully. I love a little secret pouch.
Yes.
Who doesn't?
I know.
And just, do you know, it's the detail in this, is the fact that this looks like the most beautiful embroidered fabric. And it's little details like that throughout the book. Such a treat.
It's beautiful, excellent. I think.
Oh, look!
I know. It's adorable. I think the word it's charming. The book is absolutely charming.
Yes, it is. It is, with the lovely ticking in the background and an eye patch bear.
I know.
Just gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. So, yes.
Yes.
Probably maybe my top pick of the hour.
Really?
I say it is, yes.
Jenny says yes. $14.95 WJMZ74. Now, look at this little chap. Oh, he's a bit adorable, isn't he?
I know. And there's one of those door stops as well we're talking about.
Oh, nice. I made one of those for the office.
Oh.
Different shape. Did you see it? It smells really nice. If you rub it, it's got lavender in it.
Oh, no.
It's nice.
I know what I'm doing straight after this. After I've ordered my eau de coat.
How long did I go, Tim, before I managed to mention a dog? An hour and 23 minutes. That's got to be a record for me.
Yeah.
That's another thing that they always take the mick out of me for. They're like, oh, no, you've done well. You've done well. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the pup. And the book. It's all good.
It's all there.
Hey, now, if you're making things for your home, you might want to embellish.
Yes.
Flowers are the way forward. Now, for me, embellishments are twofold. Firstly, because they look pretty and they will adorn any of your projects and make them personalised and gorgeous and absolutely lovely. Secondly, when I go wrong, I generally stick a flower or something on it.
Yes.
Rather than have to unpick and redo the whole project, stick a flower on hides a multitude of sins. Now... Ooh. Oh, have you got a...
I've got a...
Oh, this is the... this is your Kansashi in bloom. Now, was it Easter Sunday? Or was it last Sunday? I made a whole cushion out of flowers. And it just... The Japanese flowers, the art of Japanese making of flowers is called Kansashi. And what that basically... It was originally for headdresses, headpieces. Yeah. But this is your Japanese art in 20 simple simple designs. Now, you've bookmarked some pages.
I have bookmarked some pages.
Already, I'm rather drawn to it, just the photography on the front. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but it's a really pretty cover.
It's a very pretty cover. It's very sophisticated. I adore it.
Now, can I go on then? You talk us. Oh, look at that.
Well, just like with the Sash School book that we were talking about earlier today, this is another art that comes from Japan, and beautifully, this book also gives you the history of it as well, so you can really understand where this technique's come from, why it exists, what it was used for, and so on. So while you're making them, you know all that heritage.
It's even. I didn't realise that I didn't realise they left that. It's so beautiful, isn't it? And there you go. So you start to see where this has come from. I'm going to go to your neck. Oh, look. So step by step.
Lovely step-by-steps, just little things like which fabrics, kind of how fabrics look when you've used them, I think is so important as well.
It is,
Makes
isn't
a real
it?
difference, because when you're using fabric manipulation as well, sometimes it's difficult to judge how the fabric's going to look once it's been folded.
It's like flower origami.
It is. And
Now,
this is such one example of the step-by-steps in this book. It is so clear.
And here it goes. This is how to assemble them. So you go step by step through. Now, we've also got on the show for you. Oh, yeah, you see. Now, I did a whole show on how to do these over there. And I love making them. There's something very therapeutic. I sat at the hairdressers just making flowers.
It's quite addictive, and I think it's why you think, oh, I'm not sure if I could do that. But when you follow the instructions and it starts to take shape, literally taking shape, it's so exciting.
And it's a good excuse to delve into your button stash, into your button box, because then you can put a button in the middle, like that, for instance. But you can decorate things, notebooks, things that are otherwise generally boring.
Yes.
Do that.
So this book is fabulous because it tells you step by step how to make all these little flowers, all the different sizes and types and petals and so on. But it also then takes you a step further with ideas and instructions for where you can use them.
Oh, look at that. Projects to give. Okay, so gifting.
Gifting.
Lovely.
Oh, I'd love to do? I'd love to make a bath cap and then have some of these flowers on it. They call everything.
Would you?
Then, yes, like one of those old 50s swimming caps.
Like the synchronised swimming caps. Yes. I could see you, sat in the bath, glass of something nice.
Yes.
Relaxing, bit of music,
I think
bubbles.
So. Yeah.
Bubbles.
Yes.
Bubbles everywhere.
A
beautiful...
I could do it all. Or I could just be sensible and I could make something lovely for a gift for somebody.
Gift for yourself
is
absolutely okay.
Yes.
Now, I mean, we've made all sorts of flowers before on the shows. These are some of them that because we were talking about different patterns. These were made out of different patterns. A lot of these out of dashwood fabrics. But I don't know, where's the producer Paul? Do we know where the cushion is that I made? Do we know where that is? We'll have a look. See if we can find it. Now, here's the other thing, because this shows you how to fold and manipulate your fabric. But if you just want to get exactly the same petal every single time, what this does is create exactly the same petal. So you've got that continuity all the way through. It takes any kind of guesswork out of it. Let's have a look. We've got 3 different ones here. Let's go extra small to start off with. That's this. Now this is going to be, and they are so easy to follow as well. It's literally just threading through and then it's done. But this is going to make, on the back, you see, that's that sort of size. So perfect for headdresses, little girls' accessories.
Oh, sweet, yes.
Very sweet, very pretty. If you're going on notebooks, things like that. I think even if you are something like a card maker, to have something fabric on and that difference of texture, really pretty. So that there, $5.95, fab. That's extra small. Do you want to go for, this is your more rounded petal shape. So again, what I loved to do with these was to mix and match the petal shapes. So as I layered them up, I might have had rounded petals on one and then had the more pointy ones from the other one together. But having the different sizes means that you can get that layering. Very easy to make. This is your small, this is your orchid petal for $5.95. And just the front cover of that, if I may, shows you how beautiful just layering up 2 different sizes is. And that's the sort of effect that you're going to
Yes.
get. Do you want to see the last one, the last large size one? And again, each of these given a different shaped petal. So this one, as you can see, that one was your rounded edge there, the small one. And now this, you see, gives that more pointed edge there. Again, perfect every single time. Really easy to do. All you do, pop your fabric, which is folded in half, snap it in place, cut round, and then stitch through. Job done.
So clever.
It's very, very quick, very easy. KPGQ54, $6.95 for that. Now, a quick note on the old Eau de Coat, because it's going very, very fast. As it does.
Yeah.
Do you think it was the bath cap idea?
I think so. I think I might have started something.
Yes. Eau de Coated flowers
Eau-de-coated,
on
yes.
your Yes. Yes. Well, the pantomime season is nearly upon us. Oh, no, it isn't, apparently. Here we go. This, obviously, is just a very pretty little bag. But you can see the sheen on it. So this has had a coat of Eau de Coat on, which is this product here. Okay, now Eau de Coat, your fabric, it is absolutely fabulous. What this will do will make your fabric water resistant. Okay, so it's as if it's an oilcloth, but to make things very, very easy to then manipulate and work with afterwards. So it's not changing, you know, you can still cut it and use it and sew it like it was just your normal cotton, but it's got that coating on there. Have I got to flick some water on this, Producer Paul, to show how water resistant it is? Yes?
I think it's so clever because oilcloth, you need a special footer, you need on your sewing machine, or you need greaseproof
tricky
paper,
one.
and it sticks and it
Yeah.
jumps and.
Look at this. Look at this. Whee! Oh, they just missed it. There you go. There it is.
It's so satisfying.
Normal cotton. That was
Yeah.
a normal cotton fabric. Very, very easy to apply. Takes an hour to just dry. But then if you want to put another coat on, you can. So the more coats you put on, the glossier it becomes. Fabulous. It's $14.95. Pop it in your basket. Grab some of the books. Get some inspiration. Oh, look. Look what's just arrived.
Look what's bloomed.
Kansashi flowers on your cushion.
That is
Job done.
stunning.
Well, do you know what? That's just with your plain fabrics. That's all that was with. Those were like 4 different coloured plain fabrics. Bosh. Off you go. Get the book. Get making. That was just a trip at the hairdressers.
That's
Bish bash bosh.
beautiful.
But you see that you've got them layered up there. Now that one was made by hand. This one here and here, they were made with the round-edged one. That's your round-edged ones, and you can just manipulate them if you want to. Oh, see that one. Some of these are made with the flower makers. Some of them were made with the flower makers. Some were made by hand. Perfect.
It's worth. I love seeing them mixed like that as well because it really creates. It's why you have. It's a bouquet. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Now, next book. What would we like next? What's next in your trolley?
Well, next in my trolley.
It's like you're a librarian pushing along your little trolley full of.
I remember that. Yes, I know. That's how I feel.
Now, this is your quilted bags and gifts.
Yes.
We touched upon this very briefly in another hour a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So popular.
Yes.
Why? Why is this book great?
This book is great. One of the reasons I think this book is so good is it's written by a designer called Akemi Shibata. And
I'm
Japanese.
glad you said that.
Well, I think I said it correctly. I'm not sure.
Are you not up
We'll
on your
soon
Japanese
find out.
pronunciation?
I'm still a novice. I'm still learning. I'm still working my way through Sachiko book. But one of the things that the Japanese do beautifully is bag making.
Yes.
And they're world renowned for it. And you'll find that so many books that you buy are by Japanese designers. And she's done a beautiful job with this. So it's patchwork and quilting, bags and gifts. But I think for anybody who sews, if you can use a sewing machine and you enjoy sewing and making fabric, bags, anything, I think this would be perfect.
These are projects to make over a weekend. That's how she's couched this. So you've got a spare weekend. You know, maybe your hubby's off doing something and you've got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And these are these are some of these ideas.
And to make a bag as well, I think it's the ultimate, because you can never have too many bags.
No,
and it's
I
the
agree
ultimate
completely.
and practical. And also, you can take it out, you can show it off, you can choose your favourite fabric.
There are only so many cushions that my husband will allow me to have in the house. He does say that we have the EU cushion mountain in our home. I don't know what he means.
If he can still get in the front door, you don't have enough cushions.
I like to think of it as soft play.
Soft play. Yeah.
It's like we've got our own soft play for
Yes.
Freddie. He doesn't agree. So it means that I have to find other uses for my beautiful materials.
Yes.
And he can't argue over a bag.
No, don't even go there.
No.
It's not your area.
It's like shoes. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you don't wear them all. So, well, then you're not taking me out enough, are you?
I'm going to remember that one.
Yes. There's an answer
Thank
for everything.
you. Thank
Yes.
you.
I give that to all of you ladies out there. Yes. Now, what's this?
What's this? This is so different. There's lovely techniques in this book as well. So by hand, English paper piecing, which we all
Nice.
love.
Oh, very nice.
Have you ever thought of using it to make a bag? And it's done beautifully in here with this little tote. I think it's perfect for this kind of real spring, summer design in here.
I love it. Now, whether you decide to English paper piece the whole thing, or even if you just did a little pocket like that, it's giving you that inspiration. It's giving you the ideas. It's giving you the patterns and everything else. So I love that. How many different bookmarkers we've got through here.
I have to be quite restrained. Eventually, I realised that I've used up a whole pack of post-it notes. I think, I may as well take them out because I've marked every single page.
Now, you see, I don't even know how that's been done, but that is a form of patchwork, isn't it? It just looks.
This is so clever, and I thought this is a real. The breadth of designs in this book is wonderful because you've got this very sort of country cottage EPP look, and then I think this is very kind of city, urban, modern, and graphic
good,
looking.
isn't it? Yeah, you've got real depth actually
Yeah.
in how that's been put together. Ooh, I want to turn over and see how it's done.
It's done.
Oh, it's just.
Once you see it broken down, it makes sense.
Who is it Escher, that artist that does all the? It's a bit Eschery.
Yes. I saw an exhibition in Edinburgh last year, I think, and I was so excited. It was one of my favourites.
I love that.
Just like that, it was wonderful.
Where are we going to? Oh, look, we're skipping down to
Well,
here. What
have
we've got
I done?
another.
Hang on, I've done. Oh, I know why I've put a special one in the top.
Because we've got it.
We've got it.
Now, who was it that made this?
I think this was Angie.
Yes, it was
Made
Angie
this
Atwood.
one.
Yes, because it took her days to make it. Because it is so beautiful. Look at that. Look at the quilting on there. Not just the quilting, but look, all these. In fact, this is made out of one of the fat quarters we've got on the show today.
Yes.
So beautiful. Look at that. So the quilting, I think it was the quilting on this. Look how, she's so clever. She's so clever. Look how beautifully that's done. Absolutely gorgeous. Now this is all out of the book, $12.95, Quilted Bags and Gifts by Akemi Shibata. Is that right? Yeah. I love that.
It is lovely, isn't it? I know, I'm kind of coveting it slightly, that one.
Yeah, I bet. So that's one that we've made. Oh, a couple more projects highlighted just for us to have a little. Oh, look at this. That's very different.
If you love your stitchery and you love hand stitching and you're kind of herringbone stitches and your blanket stitch and so on, then this is a great way to use that as well.
So you could take these little areas with you on the train, on the bus, and just do a little bit at a time.
It's really broken down so that you can, and it might be that you love it so much you carry on making them and you end up with a quilt. Who knows?
And it just happens loving the owl down the bottom there. And an F for Freddie. Oh, Lynn, a little message for Lynn from producer Paul. He says, either refresh your browser or give us a call. It's like IT support. She's trying to get the eau de côte. Good choice. Just refresh your browser or just give us a call. It's free to call, 0800 112 4433. But we know that it's very, very popular. So if you want to get your hands on the eau de côte, don't miss out on it. It's down there. just give us a quick call and then you know that you've got it. You can check out your baskets as many times as you like throughout the day. It doesn't cost any more to check out. It's just £2.95. So even if you bought the embroidery machine for nearly £800 this morning, you will only pay £2.95 P&P. And if you bought that this morning and then you bought everything on this show, you'd never pay more than £2.95 per day. It's very clever how it's
incredible.
done. But it just means that you can check out your basket. Then if there's something that's about to sell out and you really want it, but you haven't kind of finished shopping for the day,
you can pop,
doesn't matter.
Doesn't make pop it in, and
you don't end up spending more on your postage than you did on the original item.
Yeah,
I hate that.
That's happened to me before, and it's maddening.
Yes, annoying. Oh, hello.
Again, because there's little gifts in this, I thought this little applique
that's gorgeous.
Design is so sweet.
Got the little tartans in there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting a little close-up on that for you.
There's a real attention to detail here. I think, again, it's utterly charming.
Look at that. That's your wall hanging. Isn't that just fabulous? Oh, I do like that. I do like that an awful lot. Oh, that's fab. That's my favourite thing in the book so far.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yay!
It really appeals.
Yeah.
I grew up with sheep. We always had pet sheep.
Oh.
So it's just,
Taking you back.
Oh, look at these. Oh, it's just, look at this.
Yep.
That's a Quilt As You Go sampler. That's a bit lovely. Oh, in a farmhouse style kitchen.
Yes.
It's going to look gorgeous.
That would be beautiful.
Thrown over the chair in the corner.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
And then, look at that. All of the
Yep. So you've got all your templates, everything you need.
£12.95. KXSP50. We've got overexcited with that one. We've got to move on to another one. Apparently, spent too long. We love it. Now, what's next? Oh, hang on. Before we go any further, the bobbin box.
Oh, a bobbin box.
Before I forget. Now, this is a different bobbin box. Now, this is, how many are we holding in here? 25 different bobbins. It's just one of those things you need. It's an essential. £2.45? I've not seen this on air before. £2.45 for that. That's amazing.
Do you know that's like it's one of those little items that you don't realise how useful it is until you think, oh, I'll just get one. I'll just throw one in my basket, and then you get it. Think, why didn't I get it before?
Yeah. Because my bobbins, my spools, I've got all nicely done, but I haven't got my bobbins anywhere. That's brilliant, and that can go with you. You see, because it's see-through, you can see all the colours that you've got. So then, when you take it off to your class or off to your workshop.
When I've kept them loose, my bobbins loose in a tin, and then I've opened it upside down. So, show them some love.
Yes,
them a little
absolutely.
Home.
I used to keep them in, at Christmas, you get the big trays of Ferrero Rocher.
Yes.
Those special chocolate.
Yes,
I used to pop them in those. But it takes up too much space.
Yeah.
I don't get enough in there. This, fab. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
£2.45. It's also one of the things I don't spend a lot on.
Exactly, yeah.
But I need it. So £2.45, TEQ52. Nice. Now, this. Oh, Instabond tape.
Well, shall I move on to my final book?
Is it in the book? There's a link. Because you see, this is it. We've come in and you've put this show together, didn't you? And you're like, right, so with this book, we're going to need some of this. So tell us why we like that on a channel that is about sewing. Well, here's the thing. Not everybody has the time. Sometimes you just need that quick fix. You've got that pair of smart trousers that's been in the cupboard and you forgot that the last time you put your heel through the hem. You're due out the house in 5 minutes' time. Your husband's already in the car beeping and revving the engine.
Oh, yeah, been there.
That moment. But you cannot leave the house feeling good with that hem. It just looks wrong. Here you go. So this is Bond, Instabond.
It's this is just a staple, a classic.
It needs to be done. £1.95. Do you know what? For those moments, just have it in your stash. TDGQ03. My friend George, she won't mind me saying, I've said this a lot this week because I'm so proud of her. 2-year-old twins, off to nursery. They have to wear a uniform. they don't make uniforms that small. She's had to turn up the trousers.
Oh, bless.
And she
little
did put a
things.
little social media status about, I'm so proud of myself, I've just hemmed the trousers. Obviously not with needle and thread, using some of this. £1.95, George, this one is for you. No sewing, no ironing, no pins. Bish, bash, bosh, quick, done.
Yes, absolutely. I think the fact that we have this because we're a sewing channel is we sew because we're passionate and we want to create and we want to spend our time using all these lovely fabrics and making things from these books. So you don't really want to then spend that precious time taking up hems and
no, you want to do nice stuff.
You just want to do it. You just want to fix it and get back to your quilt.
43p a metre. It's 4.5 metres in here.
That's
a lot of hems.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hems. Do you know what? Maybe you've got boys that play football and always ripping down the hems of their trousers, and you're just fed up with having to sew them back together. This one.
Do it.
Yeah. Director Tim says that was him. He was that boy. He still is that boy, in fact. Now, when you have all these little gubbins and gizmos and bits and bobs, we've got to keep them safe. How pretty is this?
Oh, it's just that's beautiful. It's so vintage. The first thing I thought was, it's like a little vintage basket. It's
lovely, isn't it? Really lovely. My nanny Mew gave me my very first sewing box when I was 7. I remember because it was the same year that I got my first puppy. Yeah, it was a good birthday one.
Good birthday, yeah. It's a good year.
So put your pins in there or your needles.
Yeah.
I always have a needle threaded in there, ready to go. Yes, always.
Yes.
Little gubbinsy bits and bobs that can go in there. Your stitch unpicker.
That's exactly what I keep in there.
Yes.
My stitch unpicker, yes.
But then you see you've got your trays so that you can have your little scissors and bits and bobs if you don't yet have your bobbiner. Actually, that would fit in there. Yeah. That would fit down the bottom. In fact, we have before now played how much stuff can we get in the sewing box.
Nice.
It's a good fun game. We discovered that you can fit an awful lot of fat quarters in the bottom.
Yes.
And a lot of gadgets and gizmos in the top.
Oh, it's like a little TARDIS then.
Well, it is. And also, then you know, especially if you have small people in your home, I mean by age, I'm not being heightist.
No.
You know, they know, do not touch the sewing box. That's the thing, do not touch it. Yeah. And if there are scissors in there, you do not use them to cut anything other than fabric. So even if you do have packaging you cannot undo, you do not go in here for those scissors. You get the kitchen scissors for that. You do not go. I'm getting a bit passionate about this.
I sense this has happened more than once to you.
Might have done, once or twice. Hey, look, this is made out of wood. Oh yeah, this is going to last. I still have mine, which is very, very similar to this. 30 years on.
It's lasted. I think the raffia handle on this as well. I love the detail.
And that detailing all through there, magnetic clasp on there means that it's I don't have to look to make sure that is going to close. It just finds its own way. So very easy to use, very pretty. Pink and grey. Give me a time where that has never, it's always in.
I was just thinking with the handle there, I was thinking where I keep mine on a bookcase because the handle folds and then it kind of just slots nicely onto the bookcase. So I can either have it facing out, looking prettier, then when I've got too many books, I can't have too many books.
No.
Then I can turn it on its side and it still fits nicely onto a shelf as well.
$22.95. Grab that. Now, most popular book this hour has been the Quilted Bags and Gifts. Can I find my favourite bit in there?
Go on.
Oh, look at the back. You've got all your templates and everything in there. You've got all your pattern sheets.
More full size.
Oh, hang on. Let's spin this around. I didn't realise that you had all of this. For $12.95, you're getting a lot, aren't you? Wait a minute. Look at this.
Still going?
You know when someone says in your ear, "Careful, don't rip it."
I am in the office when we're making the magazines. One thing that my team, I drive them nuts, is by constantly saying, "Are the templates 100%? Are the templates full size at the back of the mag? Make them full size. We must make them full size." I always do that.
So it's in there, and this is in the book.
It must be, yes.
I am very, very, very tempted with this. I love this. This is the wall hanging.
You're
this is
smitten. You're smitten
I am,
by this, aren't
totally. But look, you get all of these patterns.
Oh, little sunbonnet Sue.
Oh.
Little Holly Hobby style there. I love that.
And then you've got your birds, you've got your English. You see, it even gives you the hexagon size for English paper piecing. If you want, you can do it as a coin post. You can do it. There's pages and pages. Look at this. Literally pages and pages. But then, oh, look at that. That's pretty.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
I
love how she's used given us a sort of frilled edge with the hexes.
Beautiful. Oh, we're out of time. Oh. Out of time. $12.95 KXSP50. What a great book. Now, the Oda coat is the other thing to mention. The last thing to mention this hour. Where's that time gone?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have to go and get my Oda coat. Is there any left?
I don't know. Is there any left, Producer Paul? He's just having a little look. There are an awful lot in your baskets. Please check your baskets out to make sure that you actually get this. And I was expecting this to turn around and you'd be gone, Jenny, because you've gone to get it. Just now, here's the thing. It is only guaranteed when you've checked out your basket. You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day, but this is your Oda coat. It will basically give any of your cotton fabrics the properties of oilcloth, but without the bulk, without the need. You still sew it as you would normal cotton,
I love that
it's got
aspect.
that coating on there.
It's so clever.
Fab. Absolutely fab. It's just come back into stock. This is sold out so many times. It's very hard to get hold of. So $14.95. There's a lot in there. This little pot goes an awfully long way.
A lot.
So think of all of your beautiful fabrics that you've got that you just haven't bothered making that wash bag or something like that. I would like to see your bath cap with Kansashi flowers, please.
Challenge accepted.
Yes! So next time you're on, can we see that?
Yes. I might even model it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That'll be a beautiful thing.
Now I've said it, I have to do it.
You have to do it.
I know.
We have witnesses.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Challenge accepted. I like this. Now, if you joined us at 8 a.m. today, this is what you were able to get your hands on. Now, this is the Elna 820EX. We've called it a sewing machine bundle, but it's actually just a dedicated embroidery machine. Okay, that's what that does. We've also given you there some gorgeous polished sheen thread in there, which is worth nearly £50. We've given that to you. That's by Metla. They've got that beautiful sheen so that your embroidery just comes alive. Absolutely gorgeous. That's $7.99. And then we've also had, if you're after a great all-round machine, then this one. This is your 540EX, and that came with thread as well. That's £449. A fabulous little machine. Take it to your workshops. Very portable. Love it. This is the one that we use day in, day out. It's our workhorse here. EKGC41. Jane, thank you so much.
Thank you.
When do we see you again?
Soon, I hope. Maybe once I've finished the bath cap, I'll let you know. We can book in a slot.
Yes. Yes, I love that our schedule will now be dependent on that bath cap. We will wait for that with interest. Thank you ever so much for joining us this morning. We are back and live at 8 again tomorrow morning. See you then.
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter!